so-called unstructured break time has already gathered almost 3,000 signatures. A panel of parents, teachers, and principals have come up with a list of recommendations, including a pilot program, surveys, even reevaluating the master schedule. This morning's meeting starts at 11:30. It is not clear, though, if or when the board will react to these recommendations. It is 69 degrees now in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says look for cloudy skies today. That chance of rain or drizzle, some of us have seen it this morning. It'll continue into the afternoon. The high will top out just in the mid-70s. We start to dry out tomorrow. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. The Senate gets back to work today on Capitol Hill as we enter day 6 of the government shutdown. Congressional reporter Tarian Small says both sides remain unwilling to bend in their negotiations.
Democrats are still demanding inclusions of tax credits for Obamacare subsidies. They're also requiring that the president not rescind changes to appropriations moving forward, also known as rescission.
Republicans are pushing a short-term spending plan. A CBS News poll shows a majority of Americans blame both parties for this deadlock. Also in Washington, a new term begins today for the Supreme Court with plenty of action on its emergency docket.
Concerning the limits on executive authority of the president in situations involving the firing of agency heads and imposing tariffs without congressional approval.
Legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum says the court's conservative majority has hinted it will grant the president more leeway with his orders. Other big cases involve controversial redistricting plans for voting and transgender women's participation in female sports. Heads up if you plan to vote in November's local elections and the statewide Public Service Commission race here in Georgia. Today's the deadline to register to cast your ballot in the fall. Today also begins National Voter Education Week. Fulton County officials plan to host more than a dozen outreach events sometime this week to connect with voters. More voting information is available on the Georgia Secretary of State's website. A financial boost is on the way to Kennesaw State researchers working on a new treatment for drug-resistant bacteria.
KSU professor of biochemistry Thomas Leeper says drug-resistant bacteria is rapidly increasing and dramatically outpacing our ability to make drugs that work.
I'll be honest, it kind of keeps me up at night, right? It's really scary.
He's been awarded 2 grants to study and produce new drugs that target antibiotic-resistant bacteria.
This would be a protein. This would be an enzyme strategy. And enzyme strategies, while they're emerging to treat human diseases, they have not been explored nearly to the extent that small molecule strategies have.
Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Different kind of medication, but a big box store jumps onto the weight loss drug bandwagon.
Costco will begin selling Ozempic and Wegovy soon as Novo Nordisk rushes to get ahead of the competition, including cheaper copycat versions. Both prescription-only weight loss injectables will sell for more than $500 at Costco pharmacies.
Deborah Rodriguez reports Costco members with prescriptions will pay $499 out of pocket for a 4-week supply. It's about half the list price of Ozempic, 2/3 cheaper than Wegovy, which have seen their popularity skyrocket in recent months and years. It's 9:03. The Mark Arum Show begins in less than 2 minutes. But first, live team coverage of traffic and weather. We start in the WSB 24-hour traffic center and Smiling Mark McKay.
All right, Judd, brake lights are still bright, leaving Duluth and the Norcross. 85 southbound leaving 316. You'll start to loosen up around Indian Trail Road. Still not cleared out 400 between Alpharetta and Roswell. Slowing leaving Haynesbridge past exit 7 Holcomb Bridge Road. Downtown getting better on the connector. Northeast Atlanta still a bit of a challenge headed south on I-85. Starting to hit the brakes just below North Druid Hills Road, exit 89. Whereas the slow spots on 285 now, Ashley Frasca.
A little crowded, 285 east and west through the Cobb Cloverleaf, which is near Truist Park there as you make your way 285 southbound. A crash just cleared from the shoulder around Cobb Parkway. On and off the brakes through Clarkston. Headed 285 north, slow in spots Glenwood Road up to Lawrenceville Highway. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Cloudy skies with areas of light rain and drizzle through the afternoon. High 74. Cloudy for tonight. Lows in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds. High 79. Becoming mostly cloudy again on Wednesday with scattered rain showers. High 82.
Storm Tracker radar shows just some scattered light showers around the metro area, mainly to the south and the west part of town. It is 67 degrees in Auburn, Georgia. 68 degrees in Ackworth. 69 degrees now in Midtown Atlanta at 9:05. More news at 9:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Jed Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome, friends. Hope you had a great weekend. Monday edition of the Mark Arum Show, stacked and packed, going live to Jerusalem in just a second. Update the ceasefire talks with Hamas 30 minutes from now. We're going live to Chicago, a rise in ICE incidents there. About an hour from now, you get a keyword in the 5K day bonus blitz, another chance to win $1,000, and the government shutdown ongoing day 6. Eric Erickson will join us live at 10:35 with the very latest there. But the biggest international story right now from where I sit are these ceasefire talks ongoing in, I believe, Cairo, Egypt. Joining us live, covering the story for CBS News in Jerusalem, our longtime correspondent, Robert Berger. Robert, good morning. Thanks for your time.
Morning, Mark.
So obviously this made the headlines last week, the 20 or 21-point plan that President Trump put forward when Prime Minister Netanyahu was in D.C. The Prime Minister signed off on it, and then the negotiations began. So where are we in the negotiations, and who's at the negotiating table in Cairo?
Well, beginning today, so we have Israel and Hamas holding direct talks. It's the Israeli hostage negotiators that have been really involved in this for the past couple of years. You have a couple leaders from Hamas whose names probably wouldn't be so well known. And they're trying to implement, get a deal to implement President Trump's 20-point plan. Of course, the biggest question is whether or not the 48 hostages are going to be released, 20 of whom are believed to be alive. That's supposed to happen within just 72 hours of the two sides coming to a ceasefire agreement.
Now, I heard reporting over the weekend that that might be a sticking point where Hamas is like, no, we need more time. 72 hours isn't enough. Is that just the first of many stumbling blocks out of the gate?
Yeah, well, we can only guess. I would think so. Now President Trump he's sounding very optimistic, saying that these talks now are only going to last a few days. But we have to be realistic as well, considering that we've been here before. Now there is certainly more optimism. There's more readiness now by Hamas to make a deal, but it's going to be interesting to see if they're really willing to give up the only card they have to play, which is those 48 hostages who are supposed to be released at the start of this whole process of an Israeli withdrawal, a ceasefire, release of Palestinian prisoners. I think it's likely to take at least several days, if probably longer, to come to a deal.
I think you said it best right there, Robert. We've been down this road before, numerous times. What I think might be different is, and I think we saw this last week at the White House, the pressure that President Trump is putting on the Israeli Prime Minister. We had an apology from the Israeli Prime Minister to the Qatari leaders saying, hey, sorry about that. It won't happen again. I mean, that was obviously pressured. That call, that apology was because of pressure that President Trump applied on Benjamin Netanyahu.
Right. We haven't seen this kind of pressure before. And the apology to Qatar is one of the things. And, President Trump he wants to end the war. So that puts pressure on Netanyahu because, look, the whole world is really against Israel. Let's be clear. I mean, we've seen massive demonstrations on the streets of Europe. The European Union is against Israel. So President Trump really, what he says goes, and, he wants to end the war. Now, having said that, it does take two to tango, and you need Hamas to come on board. They've already said, there's some sticking points as far as the Israeli withdrawal and future government in Gaza and so on. So, it'd be interesting to see how long it takes to close a deal. It might not happen quite as fast as President Trump is hoping.
Robert Berger in Jerusalem joining us live here in the Mark Arum Show. Again, let's not go through all 20 points of the president's plan, but I think what might be the most difficult part to negotiate in all of this between Hamas and Israel is, what does Gaza look like after the war, right? Who is going to be in charge? Because I can't envision any scenario where Israel or the United States is like, okay, Hamas, you're still in charge. You still have the guns. It's still your territory.
Well, one of the 20 points is that Hamas would give up power. Now, interestingly, they don't. That's really not the biggest sticking point. They said they're willing to do that. A bigger sticking point is the disarmament of Hamas. How is that going to happen? One, this is Hamas means the Islamic Resistance Group. It's committed to armed resistance. So that remains a big question. How are they going to be disarmed? Who's going to disarm them? Are they really going to disarm? They still have a whole lot of tunnels in Gaza, and that's going to be hard to implement. Again, though, the first part of the deal is the release of all those hostages. So if Israel gets the hostages back, I think they'll certainly be willing to negotiate on the other points.
Is there a world in which after this, let's knock on wood that we get this ceasefire, we get this peace settlement, that there might be peacekeeping troops in Gaza, be it from the United Nations or Arab nations, that could kind of stabilize the region a little bit?
Yeah, there is supposed to be a peacekeeping force, which would be comprised mostly of the Arab states like Egypt, Jordan, United Arab Emirates, and a role for the Palestinian Authority. That's a problem for Israel and Netanyahu because he believes the Palestinian Authority supports terror. But there is supposed to be some kind of an international force. Now, it doesn't really include the United States, though, which, maybe would be a little more of a reliable partner in that whole thing.
All right. Very important day today in Egypt. Robert Berger, live in Jerusalem, covering it for CBS. Great insight, as always, Robert. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Mark.
There you go. Any developments pop on that? So it's, I don't want to get into the weeds on this, but it's not like Netanyahu is in Cairo right now. So it's just like it wouldn't be President Trump. His emissaries and diplomats there are working it. But, I really think the big difference this time, and as Robert said, we've been down this road many times before, is the fact that President Trump finally applying significant pressure on Prime Minister Netanyahu, where last week, it happened after we got off the air, Deborah, where the Prime Minister publicly apologized to Qatar for that strike, trying to take on Hamas leadership, and vowed that it would never happen again, which is something you don't ever see many world leaders apologize for anything, but certainly not the Israeli Prime Minister. So a big story there. We'll monitor updates throughout the day here on 95.5 WSB. I also want to update what the heck is going on in Portland. Let's go to the White House. Earlier this morning, Elena Treen on what happens next when it comes to possible federal troops in Portland.
Well, I think all eyes are on the federal appeals court, Sarah, as we watch what's going to happen with this latest ruling from that federal judge, who is a Trump appointee, I should note, after she ruled again against the administration for trying to deploy the U.S. military to the streets of America. Now, the judge ruled late last night. You went through some of this, but I think it's important to focus on. Ruled late last night against the Trump administration for the second time in 2 days, arguing that, its attempts to try to send the National Guard troops to Portland, Oregon, against the express wishes of the state and local leaders she has some skepticism about that. And you said that, but I think, she pointed out during this hearing, she essentially voiced skepticism against the Trump administration's attempts to do this from the very start of the hearing, and also kind of argued that she felt like they were trying to sidestep her initial ruling and calling on, they realize they can't call on the Oregon National Guards, and they're calling up troops from California and Texas to be deployed to these different cities. Now, all of this comes as the president himself is continuing to argue that he believes federal law enforcement and these troops are necessary to protect these cities from protests against ICE facilities, and also what he is calling violent crime being carried out by domestic terrorists. We should note that the anarchy that the president is describing has been heavily disputed by the Democratic leaders in these states and in these cities. But listen to what the president said yesterday when celebrating the Navy's 250th anniversary.
Now we're in Memphis. We're doing the same thing in Memphis, and we're going to Chicago. We send in the National Guard. You know what? We send in what's ever necessary. People don't care. They don't want crime in their cities. And we're doing it, and we're doing it well. We're doing it like nobody's ever done it before.
Now, Sarah, I think one of the most interesting things about all of this is how we're seeing this really escalate. And this is quickly becoming one of the biggest focal points now of Trump's presidency. I think when we saw what he did sending these troops to Los Angeles and to Washington, D.C., of course, they garnered attention. But now we're seeing that this is becoming a pattern. And that's essentially what we heard from Stephen Miller, one of the president's deputy chiefs of staff yesterday. He essentially vowed to send troops to enforce the president's immigration laws in all 50 states. And all of this comes, as I also reported last week, I think this complicates it, that it's not just about protecting some of these facilities, these ICE facilities from protests. It's also about wanting to enact his broader domestic crime agenda. And that's really where some of the legality of this is really being focused on right now.
Elena Trina at the White House this morning. So the federal judge that had basically slapped the Trump administration's hand was she was appointed by President Trump. So I suspect the administration thought they would get a win in that court. But again, we're going to hear from the Federal's Appeal Court. Obviously, the president does want to send those National Guard troops into Portland. A very important story we'll monitor throughout the day. When we come back, Day 6 of the government shutdown, how might it impact your travel, and what's going on with the TSA workers as they are not getting paid down at the world's busiest airport, Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International? Right now, though, got to check the ride on 85 in Gwinnett County. Let's say hello and good morning to Mr. Mike Shields.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Things trying to improve on I-85 southbound as you leave Highway 316, working your way down to I-285, but still slow and go. Long-standing crash cleared at Spaghetti Junction. It's also been raining in the area, so the pavement is wet, and that's what's caused the bumper-to-bumper conditions from 316 down to Jimmy Carter Boulevard. 400 southbound still sluggish, leaving Alpharetta from Old Milton Parkway, breaking free past Northridge Road, exit 6 in Sandy Springs. And waves of volume now, 75 southbound from the 575 split down to I-285 in Truist Park. The support is brought to you by Staples. Have you heard the Staples Easy button is back with even more easy press for custom prints, shipping services, and even passport photos? Staples, that was easy. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
It doesn't have to be like this. You don't have to put up with it.
Shutting down the ramp from 285 east.
You don't have to sit in it.
It takes almost 30 minutes to go 400 south.
And you don't have to look at your phone to get out of it.
It is Atlanta traffic, and getting you out of it is what we do best.
We had a lot going on this morning through Henry County.
Updated traffic as often as you need it from local traffic reporters 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's a jackknife tractor trailer.
Triple team traffic.
95.5 WSB.
How Atlanta gets there.
Hey, y'all, it's Belinda Skelton, and many of you know I've been talking about the amazing folks at Four Seasons Home Care for quite a while now. So many of you have asked me questions about if home care is right for your aging parents. So I brought in my expert, Deborah Barron of Four Seasons Home Care. Okay, Deborah, the main thing that people ask me is, how flexible is home health care? Do I have to lock into a long contract?
There's no binding contract. We just have a service agreement that you would sign, and there's nothing that locks you into a plan. So we try to be flexible to follow the needs of your parent. Some of our clients start with just a few days a week, and I think that's a great way to ease into things.
Now, Deborah, I know that my parents needed a lot of care. They needed 24-hour around-the-clock care. But I'm sure some clients only need help preparing meals, things like that. How does Four Seasons Home Care deal with that?
Yes. So a big part of our process, and I believe the most important one, includes a home visit from our registered nurse. And she is going to sit down with your family member and go over everything and see exactly what you might need. Some people may just need a little bit of care, and others may need more in-depth, hands-on care. So they are brilliant at laying out a plan of care that's tailored for each situation. And I think you really need that kind of customization to ensure your parents get exactly what they need.
Folks, if you have aging parents who are clear that they want to age in place in the comfort of their homes, I cannot recommend enough the experts like Deborah at Four Seasons Home Care. It's 100% free and is such a crucial step in getting your parents what they need for their care and allows you, the child, to do your role, and that's just love them and be there for them. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
You know the saying, age before beauty? Well, many Atlanta homes built in the 80s and 90s are really showing their age and not so much beauty. Roofs are leaking, windows are drafty, paint is peeling everywhere, and that front door, well, might as well say Y2K, here we come. So many projects, and that means hiring a bunch of contractors, right? Wrong. Hi, this is Candace from Exovations, and have I got a tip for you. When you bundle several projects with Exovations, you can save time, money, and coordinate everything all at once for a truly stress-free experience. From the roof shingle at the top to the last drop of paint on the bottom, Exovations does it all. Roofing, siding, windows, doors, decks, gutters, and more. And with Exovations, you know we'll do your project on time, on budget, and without all that stress you usually hear about in construction. Schedule your free consultation today at exovations.com and bring your home into this millennium.
Fall is a busy time and selling your home can be overwhelming. Get a guaranteed cash offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and sell your home stress-free and for the most money. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. With Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer, you can receive the strongest cash offer in the industry and move when you're ready. Mark Spain Real Estate has more than 13,000 five-star reviews, so you can trust the top real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home quickly and for maximum profit. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS for Kids.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
The Findlay Roofing Chief Barking Officer Rufus has the zoomies. He's rolling over about saving you $1,000 bucks off your roof replacement. That's a lot of bones. Hey, it's Dave Baker for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. Stop repairing the leaks and dragging your feet. For a limited time, save $1,000 on your roof replacement. Hurry, this treat ends on Halloween. Schedule your free roof analysis at findlayroofing.com.
If we're cut off from Middle Eastern oil, it means that probably during the years of 74, 75, and 76, we will have to manage a considerable shortage.
That was 52 years ago today on Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the year for Jews. Our Arab armies invaded Israel. That was Interior Secretary Rogers Morton on the first day of the war. The war did not last that long. That was October 6th. 1973, just a couple months before I was born. So that means I'm turning 52, Deborah. In case you were wondering how old I am, I will soon be 52 years old. Coming up at 9:35, we're going to go live to Chicago. A lot of incidents between Chicago residents and ICE officers. Brandon Eisen from WBBM in Chicago is going to join us live there. Eric Erickson live at 10:35, continuing our coverage of the government shutdown. Speaking of which, Deborah, I wasn't sure if TSA agents got paid during the shutdown. I know they have to go to work, but I was like, well, are they contractors? Apparently they are not getting paid right now, the folks down at the world's busiest airport.
No, TSA is not getting paid, but little bright spot for the ones here in Atlanta. So Representative Nakia Williams and Mayor Dickens, they're helping out the TSA staff. So while the government is shut down, TSA workers are going to be provided with free parking during work hours, which you always should be. I mean, you should be able to get that, right? 2 meal vouchers per shift for full-time employees and 1 meal if you're a part-timer, and then concession discounts. So whatever else is in the airport that you might get, they'll get a discount on all of that.
I want to know more about this because when I saw the story, because if anyone's been to the airport, Longoria, you go, right? When you take the kids to Disney World or wherever, Indianapolis for the cheerleading. Like, yes. Everything in the airport is 5 times more expensive than it should be, right? You get a chicken biscuit at Popeyes, it's like $9 just for the. So I was like, well, is it a full meal voucher that they're getting or just like a dollar amount? Because that makes a difference when you're shopping inside the airport. If it's like, hey, here's a $10 meal voucher, you can't get full on $10 in the airport. You just can't. Unless you buy like a family-sized bag of combos, which I have often done at the airport, Or is it like, here's a free meal at...
Just says meal voucher. It
Well,
doesn't
that makes me
explain.
think
Yeah.
that they get a whole meal.
Me too. I would think so.
Because that's the most expensive place in the world to eat is the airport. Now, it's great we have all those dining options. Do you know who I think deserves a medal? Let's think of all the folks that work the restaurants and the shops at Hartsfield-Jackson. All right, well, I'll just stick with Popeyes. That seems to always have the longest line when I go to the airport. People lining up for Popeyes. The people that are working the fryer at Popeyes. That's a pretty thankless job, no matter where you're working, right? You're the fry cook at a fried chicken place. They have to go to work. It's not like they jump in their car or take a bus and they're at Popeyes. They have to go through dang security every day to go work at Popeyes.
Yeah, I guess you don't get a fast pass,
No. Like, they deserve extra credit for that. Pilots and flight attendants, all right, it is what it is. You're getting compensated. But the guy that's frying up the chicken at the Popeyes at the airport, he has to go through TSA security every day to go to work. Imagine if we had to go through TSA security. I'd be working from home. I'd be like, no. Do you have pre-check? Do you have clear? Those folks, next time you're at the airport paying $14 for a Whopper, grin and bear that, but tip your hat at the folks that work the Burger Kings, the McDonald's, the Goldbergs, all the restaurants down at the airport. They are doing a thankless job, and they have to go through TSA security every day. Every day, just to make your burger, toast your bagel, fry your chicken. Good for you. You guys those are real American heroes. People would be quitting jobs left and right if you had to go to your job every day and go through TSA security. All right, when we come back after news, weather, traffic, we're going live to Chicago. What's been going on with the residents of Chicago and ICE? We'll check in with Brandon Eisen from WBBN. And a reminder, it's a 5K day bonus blitz. Shortly after the 10 o'clock news, I will give you a keyword, another chance to win $1,000 on WSB. Social media is up and active throughout the broadcast, at Mark Airman, at WSB Radio.
We are here with CFP Matthew Decker of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Matt, you've said that income is the outcome that matters the most in retirement. But what income streams require the most attention?
Yeah, so if you've got a pension or if you're living off of Social Security, you kind of know those income streams show up in your mailbox. That's mailbox money. It's almost like you're still working, and it doesn't really require that much attention. But most people that come into the office today, they are having to use their 401ks, their IRAs, SEP Simples, 403bs that are invested in the market to generate income. And anytime you're going to use a market-linked asset where you have to go in and decide when you're going to buy and sell to generate your income, it takes a ton more effort, energy, and attention to get that piece of the puzzle right. But it doesn't actually have to be that way.
So, Matt, the number one fear of adults in retirement is outliving their money. How do we get started building income today?
Well, you can get started today. You'd call us for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement roadmap. We want to build a GPS for you that's going to help navigate retirement, and it's going to have a focus on building and preserving income. 770-280-1488. We've got a representative standing by to talk to you right now. 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we are available across the metro Atlanta area to meet with you at a time and place that fits your schedule. Again, 770-280-1488 or online at retireatlradio.com.
The team at Vincent Financial Group want to help preserve your assets while building retirement income that lasts as long as you do. Call today for your complimentary retirement roadmap, 770-280-1488. And you can always get more at retireatlradio.com and join us for Retire ATL Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 9:30. I'm Jed Hickenbotham. News this half hour brought to you by Dr. Roof. Our top story, watching Washington this morning as the Senate gets back to work on day 6 of the government shutdown. Correspondent Ed O'Keefe says the standoff continues, along with the finger pointing.
Democratic lawmakers say they won't vote to fully reopen the government until there's an agreement to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies. They don't expire until the end of the year, so Republicans say there's still time.
We're not saying that we won't negotiate it. We're saying turn the lights back on in Congress.
But he says Democrats are insisting that now is the time. The House has left it up to the Senate for now after it passed a Republican-backed plan last week to keep spending as is. Shutdown is now the 5th longest in U.S. history. It's 69 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says could see more drizzle, rain throughout the day around Metro Atlanta. Otherwise, we'll have cloudy skies, high in the mid-70s. Drier conditions come your way tomorrow. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Well, it's time to get ready for next month's elections. Officials in Fulton County are holding events this week to ensure voters are prepared.
The events are in recognition of National Voter Education Week, which begins today and runs through Friday. The county says their outreach teams will host more than a dozen events across the county to get the word out and connect with voters. Today is also the deadline for you to register to vote if you want to cast a ballot in November's local elections and the statewide election for the Public Service Commission. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
We are barely into October, but now's the time to book that flight for Thanksgiving.
If you're leaving the Thursday or Friday before Thanksgiving, you can probably get some decent fares. If you're leaving the following week of Thanksgiving, those airfares are going up at the rate of about 4 to 5% every day between now and November, so be aware of that.
Yeah, travel expert Peter Greenberg says you'll have a bit more leeway for Christmas because most people are more flexible with their travel dates. Data from Google finds the cheapest flights are usually early to midweek, while the most expensive flights tend to be on Sunday. A new study finds more doctors are leaving clinical practice. Study author Dr. Lisa Rotenstein says they've noticed some trends.
Physicians who cared for patients who were more medically complex, patients who are older, or had a greater percentage of patients who were eligible for both Medicare and Medicaid were more likely to leave clinical practice.
Yeah, past studies have shown similar attrition in the nursing industry. Georgia recently ranked as the 3rd worst state for nursing shortages, according to the National Council of State Boards of Nursing. An Atlanta-based Chick-fil-A is joined by Dutch Brothers Coffee out of Arizona on top of a list of customer satisfaction in this year's annual drive-through study by InTouch Insight. It was friendliness to be the big difference. When service was friendly, overall satisfaction jumped by more than 70% compared to when a customer received unfriendly service. Study finds when it comes to speed, Taco Bell gets your food to you the fastest through the drive-thru. Dutch Brothers gets the order right the most. When it comes to the best quality of food, Raising Cane's comes out on top. It's 9:33 as we check your money. Positive start on Wall Street. Big start for NASDAQ, up a half percentage point, about 110 points right now. The Dow and S&P are also up slightly to start your Monday. Now live team coverage of traffic and weather. Start the WSB 24-hour traffic center and Mike Shields.
We've had an issue in Midtown with the right lane taken out behind a crash. 7585 northbound right at 17th Street, Atlantic Station, exit 251. This is adding to the delays, which start back before University Avenue with the morning volume as you try to make your way through downtown and Midtown. Connector southbound just sluggish from 17th Street, breaking free at William Street and by Georgia Tech. Also, we've had work crews on the right shoulder on the south side perimeter. Just a brief tap of the brakes. 285 westbound, the inner loop getting past Jonesboro Road. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy, drizzly, and breezy today. High 74. The east wind gusting 25 miles per hour. Cloudy skies prevail for tonight. Lows in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, a little more sunshine. High 79. Mostly cloudy on Wednesday with scattered rain showers. High 82.
Storm tracker radar showing just some slight scattered showers around the metro area right now. It is 68 degrees in Cumming, 69 in Morrow, 68 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Jed Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
Online,
on the app,
where you get your news.
is where you'll live.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000. Oh my God!
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
I just won $1,000.
Just enter the word at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB radio app. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 10 a.m.
There's no need for military intervention in Oregon. There's no insurrection in Portland. There's no threat to national security.
Oregon is our home. It is not a military
That's
target.
Oregon Governor Tina Kotek. Where will the federal troops pop up first, Portland or Chicago? We go live to the Windy City in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show.
Scott Slade from iRoofer FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but unsure about timing? FGA offers a free drone roof assessment. Get a quote and mention me and you'll get $1,000 off your quote. And the quote will be good for 12 months. Search FGA Roofing to book an appointment today.
We're having a party and you're invited. Join CenterWell Senior Primary Care for our free grand opening party. Come meet our care team and tour the new center. Plus, food, music, games, and more. Celebrate with CenterWell Woodstock on Thursday, October 16th at the corner of Bells Ferry Road and Eagle Drive from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Learn more at CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com. That's CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com. We'll see you soon.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
If you've ever organized your closet only to have it look like a bomb went off in there 1 month later, then it's time to call Artisan Custom Closets. Dave Baker here with a custom spacious closet from Artisan. You'll never have to deal with all that clutter again. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
9:37 on this free weather Monday. I think we can call this a free weather Monday. Hope you had a great weekend, friends. Coming up in 30 minutes or so, I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K day bonus blitz. Chance to win $1,000 here on 95.5 WSB. Eric Erickson live. We'll go in depth with him at 10:35 on the government shutdown. I didn't even check, Deborah. I'm so sorry. I'm still a little foggy. I'm still taking the NyQuil.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have tickets to give away today as well?
We have tickets to see Barry Manilow today.
Oh, snap. I met Barry Manilow. I didn't meet Barry Manilow. I saw Barry Manilow.
It's actually a really fun show.
I'm sure. This was in Las Vegas at the Grand Lux Cafe. I was there with a couple of my former Channel 2 buddies. Shout out to Tomika and Candace. And we were just having like a late, like 2 a.m. breakfast, as you would do in Vegas at the Grand Lux Cafe. And we look over and Barry Manilow's eating a club sandwich by himself. But I didn't meet him.
You didn't go over and say hi or anything? Really? If he was by himself, I would have went over and said hi.
But obviously, like, he just wrapped up a show, right? He was performing somewhere, and he's like, I just been looking forward to this club sandwich. So I just let him be, but I was like...
You think he would be eating that backstage?
He's a man of the people. Barry Manilow is a man of the people. As is Eric Erickson, as I mentioned. He'll be joining us at 10:35. So we'll give away those Barry Manilow tickets at 11:37 a.m. We are monitoring the peace talks right now going on in Cairo, Egypt. We'll check that out in a little bit. Former college football and NFL star got into some trouble this weekend. It's a name you'll recognize. We'll talk about that with our correspondent Rory O'Neill in just a second. But it is the government shutdown, 6th day. Senior White House correspondent Ed O'Keefe from CBS has more on the shutdown.
A KFF analysis finds premiums for those on Obamacare would more than double on average if subsidies run out. And 80% of those subsidies are going to people in states Trump won, like Georgia, where Amy Bielowski runs a small entertainment business and uses the subsidies to help pay for health insurance. While she works to bring joy to families with her balloon animals, behind the scenes, she worries if she can afford a pricier premium.
I'm fearful every day of what's next. Priority is to have a place to live. So maybe health insurance goes by the wayside at that point.
But with health issues related to her thyroid, the idea of going uninsured is a scary one.
I think this is probably the first time in my life that I've ever felt like nobody really cares about me. If you die, who cares? Doesn't matter. We're expendable.
Now, I'm sure a lot of folks listening right now you're not currently receiving Medicare or the subsidies or anything like that. It probably doesn't impact you. It doesn't impact me specifically. But I've been hearing from experts in the healthcare industry that open enrollment starts soon, right, Deborah?
It's usually November.
I always just click same as last year. But apparently we might be getting some sticker shock when it comes to open enrollment. I know is right that whatever went on in the big beautiful bill will increase. Even if we're not on Medicaid, that we might see sticker shock. So keep an eye on that. When you don't just be like me. I'm actually going to pay attention to open enrollment this year. I'm going to look at it and be like, okay, how much am I paying this year compared to last year? I think that might be an eye-opener for some people. But again, we'll monitor the government shutdown. Eric Erickson will join us at 10:35 for the latest on that. Right now, though, correspondent Rory O'Neill joining us on the show. Rory, good morning. We're down here in college football land, so we are familiar with the name Mark Sanchez, former standout quarterback for USC and then a first-round pick of the New York Jets and now a broadcaster. Was set to broadcast an NFL game this weekend and, to put it mildly, ran into a lot of trouble before the game.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly. So 12:30, I guess technically Saturday morning, there's a guy in his business. He has his box truck parked down an alley. His business is emptying out old cooking oil. So he's doing his thing. And apparently, Mark Sanchez shows up and gets into an argument with the guy. Say you got to move the truck. You're not authorized to be there. Sanchez is getting in the vehicle, climbing around. Then there's hotel surveillance video that captures this thing that's all happening near a loading dock. Sanchez appears to pick the guy up, throw him to the ground, beat the heck out of him. Now, he's a 69-year-old man that Sanchez appears to be attacking here. That 69-year-old was able to pull a knife and pepper spray and defend himself, stabbing Sanchez multiple times. But this old guy, he really got beaten down. I don't know if you've seen the video. There are some, or the still photos of him in the hospital. There are some grisly marks on that man's face.
Yeah, I saw the still photo of him in the hospital bed. Just absolutely awful. He was beaten to a pulp, but in self-defense, he was able to stab the aggressor in this incident, Mark Sanchez, who was then taken directly to the hospital. What happened once he got to the hospital?
Yeah, so Sanchez actually left that scene, stumbled to a nearby bar where he collapsed, telling the bartender he had been shot. So the bartender saying, he's getting ready to close, so he's calling police for a gunshot victim. Then he gets to the hospital. Of course, they see that it's multiple stab wounds. While at the hospital, boom, they handcuff him to the bed. Sanchez is charged with 3 misdemeanor charges. But boy, you look at some of those injuries. I'm surprised that wasn't a felony battery charge, but we'll see what happens. He has since been processed. Cash bail was put up, and he's been released from the hospital. But I'm guessing that 69-year-old patient's going to need a bit more time to recover.
Correspondent Rory O'Neill joining us on the Mark Arum Show. Now, Sanchez was scheduled to, cover a game for, I think he works for Fox Sports. I'm assuming he didn't make the broadcast.
No, so he did not make that right. He was in Indianapolis to do color commentary for the Colts game. Was obviously not on air because of his injuries. The Fox Sports anchors sort of gave generic, Mark, we wish him well, blah, 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 blah. But I'd expect in about, when business reopens today, I think Fox is going to have some announcement about Mark will be wished well in his future endeavors.
Sanchez posted a $300 bond. Sanchez told police he had no memory of the incident, according to an arrest affidavit. Do you think, we'll probably hear from Fox News, but you think we'll hear from Sanchez or his attorneys at some point?
I think they're going to dummy up because, look, there's going to be a civil lawsuit coming for sure, right? And that's going to be probably the next shoe to drop in this case. So I don't think he'll be saying much. But again, the victim here in this case said that Sanchez smelled of alcohol. He's been charged with public intoxication as one of the 3 charges against him. So this, I think this is still being investigated.
Crazy story. Rory, as always, appreciate your time, my friend.
Thanks, Mark.
Rory O'Neill there. Mark Sanchez, again, first-round pick of the Jets. That's kind of ends your career, no matter once the Jets draft you over. But before this, what was Mark Sanchez best known for, Longoria?
I think it was the butt fumble.
The butt fumble,
yeah.
right? And now that's going to be like the second line of his obituary. The first line is, drunk dude beat up a 69-year-old who was changing the oil at a restaurant, like the grease, and then got stabbed, was in intensive care, and then they handcuffed him. That's crazy. He's done. Donezo.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of football, star of the show early to Longoria, who left Chuba Hubbard in his starting lineup in our league. And you're playing me, so thank you. But you still have a chance to beat me, unfortunately.
I do.
In the Kennedy.
Really?
I mean, you still have Kelsey and Butker tonight. I saw that. I'm like, if I were a better person, I would have texted you and been like, Longoria, you got an injured guy in your lineup. But this is a competitive league.
Yeah.
And one week you pulled a Shelley Winter, or you pulled a Purnell one week. And
I did. I did.
Left it in there. So early star of the show. I'm going to revoke it, though, if you come back to beat me. But right now, Longoria is going to get star of the show. This is kind of sad news, especially now that I've been dealing with this cold for the last week or so. Usually I'll go to, speaking of overpriced stuff, go to I mentioned how expensive things are at the airport. Just like basic goods and services at pharmacies are so expensive. Like a box of tissues is like 3 times more expensive than if you get it at Publix or Target or whatever. Rite Aid Pharmacy. I used to go to the Rite Aid on Collier Road. Rite Aids, they're gone, Deborah. They're out of business.
Yeah, Rite Aid officially closed all stores. This is the second time that they filed for bankruptcy. Now, they started back in 1963, but they started closing things in 2023. And part of that had to do with some opioid lawsuit that they were involved in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they had $4 billion in debt at the time. And this is after they had sold off their other prescriptions to like CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, some of the other places that do pharmaceuticals. But yeah, no more Rite Aids. They're all shut down.
That's insane. And that's a big chain. It's not like a mom and pop organization. That's like a casino to me. A pharmacy you're guaranteed to make money. How do you lose the opioid lawsuit? Kind of makes sense because you're charging 100% premium on a chocolate bar. You're charging 100% premium on NyQuil and tissues. Like the markup is crazy, but people, when they're in their most vulnerable, like I've been, just like, all right, fine, give me the Puffs Plus for $9 a box. And I just thought, to me, that's like a bankrupt-proof business.
A lot of those pharmacies were getting smash and grabs. Do you remember those stories?
Oh, yeah. Still, I don't know. All right, rest in peace to Rite Aid. Overpriced sons of guns, but gonna miss you. Gonna miss you, my friends. All right, when we come back, we're going to go to Cairo, get the latest on the peace talks going on between Israel and Hamas. Right now, though, we're not going to Cairo. We're going to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center, and Mike Shields.
And going right into the heart of Midtown, Mark, where a crash is working right now in a right lane. 2 vans sideways, 2 work vans. Georgia State Patrol with this, 7585 northbound, right at 17th Street, Atlantic Station, exit 251. Bumper to bumper now, starting back at University Avenue as you make your way through downtown and Midtown. Good news if you're traveling southbound, though, until they can get that crash straightened out northbound. Southbound, no crashes, and things improving now from 17th Street, getting down to I-20. The support is brought to you by Blindsnare.com. Blindsnare.com is a family business making custom blinds, shades, and shutters. Give them a try and see why over 1 million windows have trusted Blinder. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
When you need to know.
This story is developing in Atlanta.
When you want to know.
Severe weather is on its way.
When you have to know.
We'll alert you as soon as this closure clears.
Get notifications
from your source for news.
Get the WSB Radio app.
Download it from your app store today.
Hey, folks, it's Mark Aaron back from my friends at Xfinity. Imagine for a second if your Wi-Fi was a lot smarter. I want you to picture it. Your TV, phone, laptop, even your fancy fridge working together to make life easier. Well, Xfinity makes that dream a reality. Devices so in sync, you'd think they're telepathic. Really smart Wi-Fi that knows when your device needs a boost, the best equipment to stream 4 games at once with multi-view, and Xfinity Mobile that gives you Wi-Fi where you need it and 5G everywhere else. Xfinity Mobile, by the way, on the go if you're a traveler, over 20 million Wi-Fi hotspots nationwide. Insane. That, my friends, is the magic of Xfinity. It's seamlessly in tune with you. Xfinity Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Go to Xfinity.com for the latest information, or better yet, visit your local Xfinity store near you today.
This is Scott Slade with how a short phone call can change your life for the better. Take a few minutes and call MyLend and see if there's a way to put money in your pocket every month. There's so many options with MyLend. Here's an example. One of my friends at MyLend is looking at a reverse mortgage for his mom, who's 82. She's currently in a house that's paid for and too much to take care of by herself. So they're considering a reverse mortgage by selling her current house, then buying a smaller one by only putting 50% down and then putting the other 50% in her bank account, essentially trading homes and putting a couple of $100,000 in her pocket. If you or your parents have a similar situation, call MyLend, where the guys and gals there will put together a plan that's just right for you with no obligation. Call 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's mylend.com. Spell it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Residential Mortgage License C148769, located at 8995 West Side Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. MyLand is an equal housing lender.
Hi, it's Jim Andrews for My Roofer FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but not sure when you'll be able to get it in the budget? FGA Roofing is offering a 000 offer this month. 0 down payment, 0 interest for 12 months, and 0 monthly payments. Search FGA Roofing for a free quote today.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Check out this great deal on select Lay's potato chips. They're on sale now. 4 bags for only $10 with your card when you buy 4. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Chris Chandler here. What a difference Wise Guys Pro Wash made at my house. My driveway and patio probably hadn't been touched in 20 years. They're spotless now. Book them now yourself. First-time customers mention my name, Chris Chandler, and get $70 off your first wash. WiseGuysProWash.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Hey, I am Brant, and her name is Sherry, and she's a friend and a colleague of mine, and we were just praying for her, actually, because she had a major surgery she just went through.
Yes, and I am very happy about something you actually talk about all the time, which is Medi-Share. That's
of
right,
course.
yeah.
So what was your experience like with Medi-Share and your healthcare bills?
You know what? It was seamless. And that's such a blessing when you're already nervous about a health issue, which I was.
Yeah.
Members shared my expenses. There were 0 problems. And let me tell you, having people pray with you when you call in and it's just what you need, it's so refreshing.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling people. People love Medi-Share and saving tons of money. The typical family, I'm fond of saying, can save $500 a month.
I am so thankful for Medi-Share. It's so different, and I mean different in a very, very good way, Brant.
It is a good different. Call right now. They're so easy to talk to. You can get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number, 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Tootsie, goodbye. Tootsie, don't cry.
I think we need a remix from Down South Vinny on this. That's Al Jolson's Tootsie. This is 98 years ago today. So some listeners remember this. The era of talkies arrived. Talking Pictures. The Jazz Singer, starring Al Jolson, was... I didn't know the origin of... I've heard that song before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know that came from The Jazz Singer, which I saw The Jazz Singer like in the 70s when Neil Diamond...
I was going to say, you're thinking of the Neil Diamond one, yeah.
Not the... that's a catchy little tune. Goodbye. You know where I remember that from? Freaking cartoons.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny
Saturday
or
morning cartoons,
something,
yeah.
Anyway.
Sounds like something off of Elf.
Off of Elf, the movie. There you go. All right, remix it. Remix it for us, Vin. Top local stories, news, weather, and traffic at the top of the hour, and then I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K day bonus blitz. At the start of the show, in case you missed it, we went live to Jerusalem. Correspondent Robert Berger from CNN breaking down the forthcoming ceasefire talks between Israel and Hamas. Nick Robertson from CNN's in Cairo.
The latest from here, we know that the Israeli delegation has just arrived for the proximity talks with Hamas. Hamas has already been having, as you said, meetings with Egyptian and Qatari officials. What we understand from the Qatari delegation being led by Khalil al-Hayya, who was the figure that Israel tried to assassinate at his residence in Doha about a month ago in Qatar, is that on his mind, on Hamas's mind, a key issue in that 20-point plan that they need to disarm, get out of politics, and even for some of the leadership, a guaranteed safe passage out of Gaza as well. So that's part of the narrowing of gaps of understanding that we understand at the moment from the Hamas side. I think importantly it's worth noting here that the Israeli delegation doesn't have physically with them Ron Dermer, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's top confident Minister of Strategic Affairs. He was going to come just less than 24 hours ago. Now he's sort of leading the delegation remotely, may come if talks go well. So I think this sort of hints at what President Trump hinted at yesterday. Talks are ongoing, optimism's still there, but talks may take longer than expected. And I think obviously the back of everyone's mind is we've been here before, this could all fail, but it's about to get underway in the coming hours this afternoon.
I know it's a small sample size, just Nick Robertson reporting minutes ago in Cairo. I think the horn usage in Cairo rivals any other big city. Did you hear how many people were honking horns in the background? Like,
versus New York?
Yeah, like that's a lot of traffic behind Nick Robertson. Obviously a big story we're going to follow. Big story that popped Friday, Deborah, after we got off the air was Diddy got sentenced to jail. He was hoping to get released. The prosecutors were looking for 11 years. He got 4 years. But I think it's going to be where he's serving this term that might be the most important part of this story.
Oh, yeah. So a criminal defense attorney says he's probably not going to serve the full 4 years. They're thinking maybe 18 months, 2 years tops, and the rest of it they assume is probably going to be in a halfway house.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. But isn't he going to like a serious bad boy prison first off?
Initially, they're sending him, well, what they're saying is the worst of the worst prisons. But, I mean, I don't know enough about the prisons to know which one's worse. If it's not Oz, I don't know what it is.
I got to think that Diddy will be...
He'll be separated, right? He's
no,
not gonna
well,
be
I
in
think
Gen
he'll
Pop.
be like the... Well, if he is in Gen Pop, no one's going to... It's Diddy, right? He's got enough juice. Yeah, like it'll be like he'll be treated like a celebrity, like a John Gotti.
Celebrity,
yeah. That's a good point. I'll tell you what, the courtroom artists, if they are accurate, he looks like an old man. Holy smokes, those courtroom drawings... He looked like at the end of Vinny. Have you seen Life? Eddie Murphy's movie Life with you've seen it, Longoria, right?
Oh yeah.
Remember at the end of the movie when Eddie Murphy and his co-star in that, Martin Lawrence, they're at Yankee Stadium, like 90 years. That's the way the courtroom drew Diddy, and like he looked. Again, it's just the courtroom drawing, but he looked old. All right, Sabrina's got your news, weather, and traffic. When we come back, updating our top local stories, and I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K day bonus blitz. A chance for you to win $1,000 just minutes away right here on 95.5 WSB.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, with all the things we're reading, seeing, and living through these days, from rate cuts, election season, and now a new administration, now seems like a great time to make sure we have that comprehensive plan in place. You know, the one that covers all our financial bases.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in will work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there. Good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Air. In Walton County, there's a new manufacturing facility, and it's going to mean a lot of jobs to that area.
MGN Products says it's investing more than $38 million to build a new plant in the Piedmont Regional Industrial Park in the city of Monroe. It'll need between 150 and 175 new hires for the plant over the next 5 years. The company's current headquarters is located in Conyers. MGM Products makes accessory products for the commercial HVAC industry. Monroe's Mayor John Howard calls the company's move a significant investment that strengthens the local economy and creates high-quality jobs for residents. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
All right, so what about your weather for today? It's going to be cloudy, breezy, cool, light rain showers, and areas of drizzle. Highs today around 74. Some of the winds could be gusting up to 25 miles an hour, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast straight ahead. Israel and Hamas negotiating and its indirect talks underway in Egypt right now in an attempt to end the war in Gaza. Reporter Linda Gradstein has more from Jerusalem.
The Israeli delegation includes officials from the Mossad and Shin Bet, although chief negotiator Ron Dermer is only expected to join later this week. The Hamas delegation is led by chief negotiator Khalil al-Hayya, who was one of the targets of Israel's failed assassination attempt in Qatar almost a month ago. If a deal is reached, Hamas will free all remaining hostages within 72 hours, and Israel will release hundreds of Hamas prisoners.
It is day 6 of the government shutdown. White House correspondent Ed O'Keefe has more on the major stumbling block.
Democratic lawmakers say they won't vote to fully reopen the government until there's an agreement to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies. They don't expire until the end of the year, so Republicans say there's still time.
We're not saying that we won't negotiate it. We're saying turn the lights back on in Congress.
But Democrats argue now is the time.
The crisis doesn't start in January. Starting October 1st, millions of Americans are getting notices that their health care premiums are dramatically increasing.
Now, the Senate is expected to take votes again today on the Republican and Democratic proposals to reopen the government, but neither is expected to pass. Beef prices at an all-time high.
Steak prices have gone up, and ground beef has gone up.
Jim Ryan reporting this morning, shoppers are taking notice.
Consumers like Anthony Gold are mulling over their options.
The decision is, do I really need it this week?
The U.S. Department of Agriculture puts the average price of boneless chicken breast at $4.21, $2 less than ground beef.
And he says ground beef is now on average $6.32, steak over $9 now. If you are starting your work week commute, gas prices are up here in Georgia. AAA saying that we are paying an average of $2.89 a gallon for regular unleaded. That's about 12 cents higher than what we were paying this time a year ago. Rising crude oil prices and global tensions are pushing prices higher. And the harvest moon is about to rise. Yeah, the first supermoon of the year will reach its full phase just before midnight Eastern time tonight when it reaches the point in the sky that's 180 degrees opposite the sun. That'll make it appear much larger and brighter than usual. It is 10:03. That means it's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Ashley Frasca joining us now. She has a look at the roads.
Hey, good morning, Sabrina. Trouble has cleared in Midtown. That's good news. 75-85 northbound just before 17th Street, though you are on and off the brake pedal beginning before you get to I-20. And a rain shower has passed through Duluth, headed into Norcross. So still a little bit of a slow ride. 85 south headed below 316 toward Beaver Ruin. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Cloudy skies with areas of light rain and drizzle through the afternoon. High 74. Cloudy for tonight. Lows in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds. High 79. Becoming mostly cloudy again on Wednesday with scattered rain showers. High 82.
It is 69 degrees in East Point, Roswell. You have 68 and 69 degrees here in Midtown Atlanta. We'll have more news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Monday morning to you. Mark Aram here, you there. It's 10:04, 4 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Aram Show live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. The Core 4 with us today. Deborah, executive producer of the program. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Vinny Drip screens your calls. Coming up in just a couple of minutes. Going to give you a keyword in the 5K day bonus blitz. Chance for you in $1,000 here on 95.5 WSB. Eric Erickson joins us live in 30 minutes. Going to get to talk about the government shutdown, day 6 right now, by the way, if you're keeping score at home. And we got some fundraising numbers for some political candidates here in Georgia. Some eye-popping numbers, if you don't mind me saying so. Really, really big fundraising efforts from a couple of our local politicians. So we'll discuss that. Speaking of eye-popping, I don't know if you've been to the grocery store, but beef prices are flying through the roof. Covering the story from ABC News, our buddy Jim Ryan. Jim, the average price of a pound of ground beef has hit $6.32. Is this a historic high that we've hit in 2025?
Oh, it is. It's easily a historic high, and it's only getting higher. So it's your next Falcons cookout or tailgate. You might be more likely to smell hot dogs grilling than steaks or hamburgers because prices are getting so high and people are looking for alternatives now. So, yeah, a lot of things have factored into this, Mark. First of all, the demand is higher, but the national cattle herd, the number of cattle being raised in this country, is at historic lows. Now, since 1951 has the cattle herd been smaller than it is right now at about 86.6 million. And because drought that we've had in this part of the country for some time, there have been illnesses, diseases that have gone through cattle herds. And you're also finding that imported beef is more expensive because of tariffs, but also because of things like this screwworm that's infested some cattle in Mexico. And a lot of our beef cattle do come up from Mexico, Mark.
Geez, so this isn't a supply chain issue where we saw prices rise during the pandemic. This is drought and disease and the fact that we have the smallest herd since, you said, the 50s. That's really weird because the population's almost doubled in the last couple of generations.
Well, yeah, exactly, right. And of course, beef is a smaller part of the American diet than it was years ago. But still, people do eat a lot of ground beef. They eat a lot of steak. They're turning, in many cases, to chicken because chicken right now, the average price for a chicken breast, boneless chicken breast, is about $4.12, according to the Department of Agriculture. So people are looking for those alternatives and finding it in other sources of protein.
Jim Ryan from ABC News joining us in Texas here on the Mark Aram Show. I referenced Texas because that's beef country. That's when you think of beef, you think of brisket, you think of Texas. What's the reaction been in Texas with the increase in beef prices?
Well, cattle ranchers like it. It means that they're making more per pound than they would be otherwise. Yes, their herds have shrunk somewhat, but they are getting more for each pound of beef that they're able to put out. But yeah, you're right. Texas, the cattle herd here is about 12 million strong. The next state in line is Nebraska, number 2 at 6 million. So about twice as many in Texas than in Nebraska. So what happens with that economy deeply affects what happens here in the state.
There's something mentally, Jim, when you're filling up your gas tank and you see $5 a gallon, that's like a mark where you're like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. I wonder what that number is for beef. If it's $10 for a pound of ground beef, is that where we really go into shock and say, all right, I need to find some alternatives because we can't afford this anymore?
Well, some people are already doing that. They're looking for those alternatives. So ground beef at $6.32, steaks are at $9 at least in some places. That's 14% higher than last year. And I think you're right. People are seeing that sticker shock. Remember the opening segment from Mary Tyler Moore when she's in the grocery store and she looks at the pound of ground beef, the price, and just sort of tosses it into the basket. I think that's kind of what the consumers are feeling now.
Yeah, unbelievable. All right, Jim Ryan, always great stuff, my friend. Have a great Monday.
All right. See you, Mark.
Full knowledge, Deborah. All of my knowledge on the beef industry, the cattle industry, comes from Yellowstone.
I was going to say after watching Yellowstone, yes.
Now, if you hold Yellowstone up, I mean, obviously a great show, but as a source of information in the beef industry, do you remember they kept talking about all the cattle going to Brazil? Like that's where the big ranches are now down in Brazil. That's shocking to me that the number of cattle we have in the United States right now is less than it was 100 years ago.
Ranching is really hard and less people want to do it.
Yeah, and they're all moving down to Brazil right now. Now, what it pains me. Now, to be fair, Maya does our grocery shopping, and she hasn't, said anything to me like, "Hey, we're not getting beef." It's still in the mix, like not like spaghetti.
But you're not eating it every day
no,
or anything.
like spaghetti
yeah.
and meat sauce. I'm trying to think of what meat dishes that Maya made.
Meatloaf, hamburger helper.
No. But I'm just like tacos. She'll make tacos with ground beef and tacos. And spaghetti and meat sauce, but she hasn't been like, "Hey, we're cutting this out yet."
Not like cutting the manwich out or anything.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, Sloppy Joe's. Yeah. So once I see that beef's no longer on our menus, then I might. But it hurts me because back to my food insecure college days, if my buddy Raven and I, my roommate Raven, if we came into a windfall of money, like we would often have a party at our house. Like a frat party, and charge $5 a head, and you get a red Solo cup, and we had some kegs. And if that was like a windfall, like we make $300, we'd go straight to Price Chopper and just buy pounds of ground beef and bring it home and put it in a frying pan and fry it up and put garlic salt on it. And that was we had so little protein in our diet, like that was our splurge, was to just ground beef, brown it up, and put it on a plate. That's I don't know if I should be sad or
you miss those days.
Well, it was exciting. Like we can actually have meat.
There are things like when you're poor, it's so exciting that you can do stuff that like, oh my God, I can afford a quarter pound of beef.
And that was it. It was just beef. We'd get a pound of beef and just put garlic salt on it and cook it and just eat it. Obviously, our bodies were craving whatever. Anyway. All right, so if you win $1,000 and beef prices is $6.32 a pound, someone's going to do the math and let us know how many pounds of ground beef you can. I'm not even going to try to do the math in my head. I'm still on the cold medicine. All right, $1,000. You can win it right here, friends. 5K day bonus splits. By the way, this is the final week of the 5K day bonus splits. 10 a.m. keyword is BEST, B-E-S-T. Enter the keyword BEST into the WSB Radio app or at WSBRadio.com/cash. You have until 10:30 a.m. to enter the keyword, win $1,000. The keyword is BEST. Don't forget, if you get a phone call after 10:30 from a number you don't recognize, answer it. Could be us telling you won $1,000. Keyword is BEST, B-E-S-T, BEST. Best in Show. That's a great movie, by the way. Good luck. I'll if you missed it, it's BEST. I'll tell it again. You got till 10:30, yada, yada, yada. A couple of big stories. We're monitoring the government shutdown, what's going to happen in Portland and Chicago. But also, I want to update the Russia-Ukraine war. Claire Sebastian from CNN this morning.
Fourth winter in this war, and obviously we see that Russian strikes, these combined massive drone and missile strikes, continue to happen extremely regularly overnight, Saturday into Sunday. We saw more than 50 missiles and nearly 500 drones, and then another over 100 drones Sunday night. Into Monday morning, Ukraine is responding. Russia says it shot down more than 250 Ukrainian drones, as you say, and that also seems to have affected electricity supplies in at least one border region of Russia. But interestingly, look, President Zelensky is slamming the West, he says, because they're still allowing many critical components that are built in the West to get into these Russian drones and missiles, and not enough is being done on the sanctions front. On the Russian side, we see President Putin regularly shrugging off any mentions of the West upping sanctions. Obviously, the U.S. Has not done that yet. Repeated ultimatums and deadlines have expired. But one thing that does seem to have caught President Putin's attention is the discussion in the U.S. about potentially sending Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine. This is not guaranteed as of yet, but it has led to a striking shift in rhetoric from President Putin. Take a listen to his comments over the weekend.
You just mentioned the President of the United States. There were questions related to, let's say, the discussion of problems with the supply of new weapon systems, including long-range, high-precision systems, Tomahawks. I have already said that this will lead to the destruction of our relations, or at least the positive trends that have emerged in these relations.
A couple of striking things here. Number one, look, we knew that Western supplies of long-range missiles to Ukraine was a red line for Russia. We heard quite similar rhetoric from Putin last year when the Biden administration gave limited permission for Ukraine to use ATACMS missiles on Russian soil. But this is a departure because Russian officials, including Putin, very studiously avoid ever criticizing the Trump administration. So to see that from Putin, to see him dangling essentially the idea of walking away from this reset in relations between Russia and the US that has brought so many benefits to Russia, that is striking. But of course, the Tomahawks, we know, have at least 5 times the range of the ATACMS missiles. They would be a massive increase in firepower for Ukraine, and that has put Russia very much on edge.
Interesting. So Tomahawk missiles is the red line for Putin. There he mentioned, that was Claire Sebastian, by the way, this morning, that if the United States starts supplying Tomahawk missiles to the Ukrainian army, that would permanently destroy the Russia-U.S. relationship, of which I don't think there's much right now anyway, but interesting. I wanted to pull that for you. Coming up in just a little bit, Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, is talking as the shutdown continues. I'll grab that audio for you, but I do want to update a story that we've been covering. I've probably been covering it too much. It's the plight of the soybean farmers here in the United States. Some movement on that story, Deborah.
Yeah, so soybean farmers could be getting between $10 and $14 billion, kind of a government bailout. Remember when the automotive industry was kind of bailout? Something similar for that for the soybean farmers, because China which used to be like the biggest order of all the soybean farmers here in the States, they haven't put any orders in this year at all, and that's all because of the new tariffs. So the president kind of posted something on Truth Social saying, oh, we've made so much money from tariffs, we could bail out these soybean farmers, but there hasn't been anything definite, and they didn't say like how it would happen.
This, I should mention, comes on the heels of, we covered the story a couple of weeks ago, that we basically bailed out Argentina. We gave them tens of billions of dollars to stabilize their economy. And then China bought all their soybeans from Argentina. And U.S. soybean farmers are like, what the hell, dude? You just bailed out our biggest competitor when it comes to soybeans. They sold them to China, which means we are stuck with all. So it's not, if this bailout comes to the farmers, it's one of 2 soybean-related bailouts, because we already just propped up Argentina, and now we'll have to spend billions and billions to prop up the farmers. So not a good look. Farmers are not happy right now. Not happy at all with the way of the world. You're probably not happy with the ride through downtown Atlanta. A reminder, by the way, the keyword in the 5K Day Bonus Blitz 10 a.m. keyword is BEST, B-E-S-T. Speaking of the best, she's the best around. Good morning, Ashley Frasca.
Hi, good morning. Downtown isn't too bad, but you do need to look out for the construction crews. They've got the barrels out of the right lane on the connector. 75-85 north headed up from 166 Langford Parkway. 85 southbound still a little bit crowded before and after Pleasant Hill. And a crash moved mostly off to the side, I-20 east past Fulton Industrial. Traffic brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. Hey, Georgia, remember you can play Georgia Lottery games from almost anywhere on any device. Go to GALottery.com and click on DigiGames. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
The news of the day through the eyes of Eric Von Hessler.
This might help, young man. This might cure what ails you.
If it's on your mind, it's on his.
I run a stupid little radio show. I don't care. Have fun.
Eric Von Hessler, today at 3.
Your friend, Eric Von Hessler, the common sense host.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Dave Baker here for Coolray, heating and cooling, plumbing, and electrical. It's October, fall festival, spooky parties, and believe it or not, the holidays are right around the corner. So is your house ready for the good times, the little goblins, and friends and family? Is your HVAC system ready to keep your house comfortable through all that? No? Well, right now, with the purchase of a complete Carrier system, Coolray's offering 12 months, 0% financing, and free installation. That's heating, cooling, and free installation. But maybe your HVAC system's working just fine. Well, Mr. Plumber, a Coolray company, is offering $100 off any plumbing service. From aging water heaters to clogged drains, Mr. Plumber has you covered. It's perfect timing. Say hello to total home comfort and smooth flowing plumbing. Visit Coolray.com to schedule your appointment today. No busy signals, no waiting on hold. Choose the day and time that work best for you. Think of it as an early holiday gift. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
At Southern Link, we know wireless connectivity keeps business moving. Whether you're overseeing assets in real time or monitoring crew activities, our Critical Link LTE network can keep your business applications accessible as you travel. Call 1-800-818-LINC or visit southernlink.com to learn more about our mobile data solutions, LTE voice and data services, mission critical push-to-talk, and interworking solutions. Southern Link, pushing the limits of what's possible.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, Purdue Fresh boneless chicken breasts are on sale. Select varieties or buy one, get one free with your card. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Motorcycle riders know that a distracted driver can knock you down. It's nice to know that Steel Horse Law can pick you back up. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler for Steel Horse Law, the Stein and Karen Law Group. In the worst possible scenario, when someone causes you to lay your bike down, Steel Horse Law will get you the best possible settlement. Their name strikes fear in the heart of big insurance companies because Steel Horse Law is respected and will make them pay. Visit steelhorselaw.com.
We're having a party and you're invited. Join CenterWell Senior Primary Care for our free grand opening party. Come meet our care team and tour the new center. Plus, food, music, games, and more. Celebrate with CenterWell Woodstock on Thursday, October 16th at the corner of Bells Ferry Road and Eagle Drive from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Learn more at CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com. That's CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com. We'll see you soon.
One of the biggest repairs on your biggest investment would be the foundation on your home. Mark Beckham here with Atlanta Ramjack. Other companies offer many different services and then try to upsell their customers something they don't even need. That's not what Atlanta Ramjack does. Foundation repair is all we do. We send only the most trained experts in the field and give you the best materials and an honest appraisal of what your real problem is, not more than what you need. Schedule your free estimate today at atlantaramjack.com.
Fall is a busy time, and selling your home can be overwhelming. Get a guaranteed cash offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and sell your home stress-free and for the most money. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our guaranteed offer is the easiest way to sell your home. With the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can bypass the market, receive the strongest all-cash offer in the industry, and close in as little as 21 days. Our guaranteed offer keeps you in control. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Much better than my version. All right, you ready, Deborah, to feel super old?
Oh, okay.
This song from Karate Kid. The female lead of the original Karate Kid, Elizabeth Shue. Today is her birthday. How old is Elizabeth Shue, Deborah?
62.
Wow!
Yeah.
Right on the nose.
I was a kid when that came out.
How
so, yeah.
is that? How is, what was her character's name? Anyway, she's 62. That's crazy to me. Elizabeth Shue is 62. Now, again, I said this before. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. I've said that before, but I've said this, what I'm about to say before. The Karate Kid, one of the greatest movies of all time. Standing ovation the first time I saw it in a theater. 1984, 5-ish? I don't know. If they remade that movie today, Elizabeth Shue doesn't get cast as the female lead.
As the main one?
Yeah.
Who gets cast?
Someone skinnier and hotter. Like, she was just like 80s cute. right? Hollywood now would be like, oh, we need, like someone that's just drop dead good. It's just
the Sydney Sweeney type.
Something. Yeah, but like that, she was just 80s cute. She was perfect for that. She wasn't super thin. She was just a normal. Anyway, Elizabeth. Allie, thank you. All right, Speaker Mike Johnson, government shut down, but he is at least talking today. Let's listen to what Speaker Mike Johnson just had to say moments ago.
It's good when the facts and the evidence are on your side. And I don't want you to listen to the arguments of politicians. If you're watching at home, I want you to look at the real facts. And I'm going to try to here in a very abbreviated summary manner to present those to you. And the facts are very clear. Okay, so the first fact is by way of reminder, how did we get here? Why is Washington tied into a knot right now? Well, I became Speaker almost 2 years ago, and I was frustrated, as most rank-and-file members of Congress are, frustrated about how Congress really doesn't work that well for the American people. That's why people are frustrated about it. We don't spend money responsibly here. We haven't for many years. And the reason for that is because typically, for the annual funding of the government, it's done in a back room. Literally, there's a deal made by the top 4 leaders in Congress, and that's hoisted upon the members, usually at the end of the year, right before a holiday, in an omnibus spending bill. Sometimes the bills are thousands of pages long, and it's always said that few members have fully read it or understood it. That's largely true because they weren't involved in the process. So when I became Speaker, I've been doggedly determined to make this House and the Senate work again, to do right by the American people, to get the process, to rebuild the muscle memory, to get back to the way it is supposed to work. And what does that mean? It means that Congress is supposed to carefully deliberate over 12 separate appropriations bills every year. Why? Because we divide the spending of the taxpayers' funds into 12 categories so that everybody can go through that. And all the elected members, the duly elected representatives of the people, can come here and have a debate and a discussion. We do that through the Appropriations Committee, they're the specialists on it, the members of the House and Senate who work on it around the clock, 365.
There you go, Speaker Mike Johnson moments ago. I'm going to pull some more audio what the Speaker had to say about the government shutdown, day 6, as the blame game continues, both left and right, blaming each other for the shutdown. Who does Erick Erickson blame? And does he see a light at the end of this tunnel? Eric joins us live next after news, weather, and traffic. You got 3 minutes to pop in the 5K Day bonus blitz keyword. 10 a.m. keyword is BEST, B-E-S-T, BEST. Pop that into the WSB Radio app or online at WSBRadio.com, and you could be $1,000 richer in mere minutes just for listening to The Mark Arum Show on WSB.
With the cooler weather coming, you've got blankets on the couch, fuzzy slippers, and the cozy sweaters at the ready. It's Ashley Frasca for Ragsdale, and as temperatures start to drop, my friends at Ragsdale Heating and Air want to make sure your home is ready for colder weather. Plan now for a fall furnace tune-up and safety inspection. Ragsdale will take care of it for $79 and make sure you're ready to host all of your friends for the big games. And Ragsdale is offering monthly payments as low as $119 a month for a brand new home comfort system through October. Ragsdale is the name I know you can trust. I've trusted their skilled technicians in my home for years, and many of the technicians have been with Ragsdale for decades. That's one of the reasons why Ragsdale has over 10,000 5-star reviews and a 4.9 rating. I trust Ragsdale's 15-year parts and labor warranty on new systems. It isn't some third-party warranty. It's Ragsdale's own warranty. It's completely bonded with the state of Georgia. Schedule your next visit online at ragsdaleair.com or give them a call. Ragsdale and Carrier, turn to the experts.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
For all the fellas that have been sitting on the sideline for months, if not years, it's time to get in the game, get back on your game from my good friends at Advanced Hair. Hey, it's Mark Arum here. What makes them different? They combine science and technology to give you back your own natural growing hair. Not a pill or a lotion subscription that helps retain what you have. Instead, Advanced Hair offers the proven, guaranteed solution that regrows your hair where it's currently gone. Quick, simple, one-day treatment, and your real hair begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. If you want to get your hair back, now's the time, and Advanced Hair is the place. Takes just one visit, fellas, but first, you're going to need a free consultation. I want you to schedule now, 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com, and if you move forward, you get $250 off plus 250 free grafts. One-day treatment, life-changing results, your own natural hair guaranteed to grow.
Want to save 1,000 bones on your next roof? Dave Baker here for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. Right now, save $1,000 on your roof replacement. Hurry, this treat ends on Halloween. FindlayRoofing.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 10:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by your Metro Atlanta Amco dealers. A year-long water project is getting started today in Dunwoody. You need to be aware of this.
The project will cover 14,500 linear feet, or about 3 miles, as crews replace an iron water pipe between Roberts Drive and Redfield Road, north of downtown Dunwoody. DeKalb County warns that the Dunwoody Knoll water main replacement project will include extra construction-related traffic and noise during normal work hours, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Friday. It's expected to be completed by October of next year. It's part of the county's capital improvement program totaling more than $4 billion that it says will help water capacity and watershed system service. Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
All right, so your weather for this Monday: cloudy, breezy, cool, light rain showers and areas of drizzle today. Highs around 74, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just over 2 minutes. Walton County lands a new manufacturing facility, and it includes plans to create up to 175 new jobs over the next 5 years. MGM Products plant will be located at Piedmont Regional Industrial Park in Monroe. The company's current headquarters is in Conyers. The facility makes accessory products for commercial HVAC systems. Heads up, if you plan to vote in November in the local elections and statewide Public Service Commission race, today is the deadline to go ahead and register to cast your ballot. Today also begins the National Voter Education Week. Fulton County officials planning to host more than a dozen outreach events this week to connect with voters. More voting information is available at the Georgia Secretary of State's website. Civil rights icon Jesse Jackson had to be taken to the hospital for a lung infection over the weekend. His family making the announcement during an event which was celebrating the Reverend's 84th birthday. His son Yusef telling us.
He seemed kind of lethargic at the house, and so we brought him into the Northwestern Hospital for observation. They determined that he had a lung infection. They treated that lung infection with about 5 days or so of antibiotics, and his lung infection has cleared.
Jackson was unable to attend the event, which was put on by his Rainbow Push Coalition. A big box store jumping into the weight loss drug bandwagon.
Costco will begin selling Ozempic and Wegovy soon as Novo Nordisk rushes to get ahead of the competition, including cheaper copycat versions. Both prescription-only weight loss injectables will sell for more than $500 at Costco pharmacies.
That is Deborah Rodriguez. She reports that Costco members with prescriptions will pay $499 out of pocket for a 4-week supply, which is about half the list price of Ozempic and 2/3 cheaper than what you'd pay for Wegovy, which has seen their popularity skyrocket in recent years. And this is interesting. Scientists say that they've managed to change the blood type of a kidney and transplant it into a person. Now, the procedure carried out by Canadian and Chinese researchers is the first of its kind. The kidney was put into a brain-dead patient. If the blood type of an organ can be changed, it could drastically reduce transplant wait list. Their full results are published in the Nature Biomedical Engineering. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is down 157 at 46,601. NASDAQ is up slightly. So is the S&P. It's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Ashley Frasca in the WSB 24-hour traffic center. How are we doing on the roads?
Well, big delays now trying to get up into Buckhead. A crash on Georgia 400 northbound before Lennox Road. May be wise to use Piedmont instead to avoid the backups that are already spilling out onto I-85. Got construction in the right lane of the downtown connector headed northbound towards University Avenue. And a crash in Clayton County on 285 eastbound at I-75, and that blocks the right lane. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy, drizzly, and breezy today. High 74. The east wind gusting 25 miles per hour. Cloudy skies prevail for tonight. Lows in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, a little more sunshine. High 79. Mostly cloudy on Wednesday with scattered rain showers. High 82.
It is 68 degrees right now in Johns Creek and Commerce. Peachtree City has 70 degrees. We'll have more news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
Online,
on the app,
where you get your news.
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Oh my God! The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
I just won $1,000.
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 12 p.m.
That's a December 31 issue. So Chuck Schumer is scrambling. He has to have an issue. He has none of their policies.
Speaker Mike Johnson moments ago talking about the government shutdown as we enter day 6. What does Eric Erickson think about the government shutdown? He joins us live in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show.
October is here, and this is a perfect month for home comfort. Dave Baker for Coolray Heating and Cooling. See, in October, it'll still get plenty warm during the day, but it will get cool at night. So with the purchase of a complete Carrier system, Coolray's offering up to $2,250 back in rebates and free installation. That's heat, cool, and free installation. Get a jump start on keeping your home comfortable. Book your appointment online today at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
10:37 on the Mark Arum Show. Coming up in 1 hour, Deborah's got tickets to see Barry Manilow. Very excited about that, and I'll give you another chance to win $1,000. 5K a day bonus blitz. Next keyword right after the new news, right before our next guest takes the air. Joining us live as he does every Monday at this time, our good friend Eric Erickson. What's going on, brother?
I'm just sitting here. Barry Manilow is still alive?
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
Alive and kicking,
Good
my
for
friend.
him.
Oh, by the way, I think it was Friday. I had Jake Tapper on the show.
Nice.
Yeah, promoting his new book, which I think comes out tomorrow. Anyway, I mentioned to him, hey, next time Erickson's unavailable to be on your show, I'm here. Like, I work with Eric. So he's like, well, if you're in D.C., maybe. He's like, if you, but he had kind words to say about you, Mr. Tapper did.
Thank you very much. I have kind words to say about Jake.
Not many kind words going on Capitol Hill right now. The blame game for the government shutdown. We just heard earlier from Speaker Mike Johnson. No surprise, Democrats blaming Republicans, Republicans blaming Democrats. Day 6, is this going to go on for a long time, Eric?
It sounds like it is, in large part because Democrats have kind of boxed themselves in. They Again, the rhetoric is so extreme that Donald Trump's a Nazi, but their solution is let's fund health care and we'll reopen the government. You could go back to being Hitler. It's a problem for their base in that they want real wins, and health care is not going to be a real win. I suspect the Republican position, well, actually, it's not a suspect. I know the Republican position is reopen the government, we'll cut you a deal on health care. The Republicans are the ones who are going to actually cave on health care more likely than not. But they want the government opened first. They want the Democrats to cave on government opening, and then they'll cave on health care.
Interesting. Now, there have been some defections on the Democratic side on the Senate. Fetterman, King, who's an independent but caucuses with the Democrats. So there are some cracks in the front lines of the Democrats. Do you think, because not too long ago we had 10 Democrats come across to vote to continue funding the government, could that be what we see eventually happen?
I think so. The Republicans only have to pick off a few. Now, the Republicans have Rand Paul voting with the Democrats because he thinks the continuing resolution spends too much, so they've got to pick up one more Democrat than they would otherwise need. But it's probably going to happen. They keep dangling Russ Vought having a meeting with the Republicans on Wednesday. Russ is their boogeyman. They're threatening to do not just layoffs of the federal government and furloughs, but massive firings in the federal government. If they get past Wednesday and they haven't changed their mind, you're probably going to see a change in tactics by the president and the Republicans to be a little more hardball than what they've done so far.
Well, I was saying that last week because it seems like obviously, no one wants a government shutdown, yada, yada, yada. But this might actually open the door for President Trump to do some things and slash some federal funding that he normally couldn't do if the government was still operational. So my thinking was he was like, you know what, let's just keep this government shut down for a little bit longer so I can accomplish some more stuff.
Yeah, listen, the Democrats at first thought that's what Trump wanted. And the fact that he didn't deploy Russ immediately was kind of a sign that he's willing to cut a deal. I mean, Donald Trump is always a negotiator. He's always a deal maker. He's signaling to the Democrats he's happy to cut a deal with them. And the Democrats so rebuffed him. So if Trump doesn't get what he wants, which is the government reopened, he's probably going to move to the hardball tactics. And that means government firings, not government furloughs.
One of those negotiation tactics that the president has had, before his presidency through his first and now into his second term is the ability to apply pressure when needed. And I think we saw that last week with the Israeli prime minister, where we had Benjamin Netanyahu publicly apologize to Qatar and vow to never strike inside of the Qatari lands again. That obviously came from President Trump, like, hey, you've got to right now own up to this, apologize, or I'm out.
Yeah, listen, I mean, the fact that Netanyahu did it in the Oval Office with the president there watching was kind of a tip-off that Trump made this happen. He's not very happy with what Netanyahu did, in particular because the strike turned out not to be effective. They didn't kill the people they were hoping to kill. And so the president has a good relationship with Qatar, even as the Saudis and the Emiratis and the Egyptians wish he would be harder on him. So to have the president now say that we will protect Qatar at all costs is a problem for Netanyahu, but also for Qatar's Arab neighbors who aren't fans of Qatar.
In the meantime, they are negotiating right now in Cairo, Egypt, the 20-point plan that President Trump put forward. Israeli Prime Minister already agreed to it. And we had Robert Berger on in Jerusalem from CBS at the top of the show, Eric, and he said, listen, we've been down this road before, but now with the increased pressure from President Trump, can there actually can we see a deal between Israel and Hamas?
You would like to think so. The problem is Hamas would have to disarm. They could get amnesty and leave Israel. But what's so noticeable to me in all of this is that all the people who've been accusing Israel of genocide are real quiet on Hamas and whether or not Hamas takes the deal, which suggests to me they don't want to take the deal. They were given a Sunday deadline. It's now Monday. They still haven't really responded. They're claiming they want some level of negotiation with Trump, so he's going to have to be willing to apply more force to Hamas to show that we're serious on wiping them out if they don't settle.
Eric Erickson joining us live here in the Mark Aram Show. I got to talk politics while I have you, especially Georgia politics. Got some new fundraising numbers in. Derek Dooley has raised nearly $2 million in just 58 days since entering the race for the Senate. And Mike Johnson has raised, let me pull up the number.
Mike Collins.
Mike Collins, I'm sorry. Who's Mike Johnson? Oh, the speaker. Sorry. So many Mikes. $2.9 million in his Senate run. Those are some big numbers. Is it going to come down to who raises the most, or is it going to come down to who has that big endorsement?
It's going to come down to who Trump endorses. And my thinking, honestly, is that he goes with Collins over Dooley, but Dooley has room to make it. And, you know, the Collins people say these are terrible numbers for Derek Dooley. They're very good numbers for Mike Collins. The Dooley people say he's a new entrant, low name ID. He was able to get almost $2 million. Yeah, it actually is good for him, but Collins is raising lots and lots of money. He's in it to win it, and he's got a massive conservative base. Dooley on the campaign trail gives great speeches. He hasn't really dazzled people with his answers to questions. He's got room for improvement, but I mean, these two guys definitely have the money. Who's not in the conversation, though, is Buddy Carter from South Georgia, who probably is actually a good pick just because he can win in a swing district, but he's not pulling in the money he needs to.
So that's the Senate race. What about, are things getting more clarification on the Republican side in the race for governor?
Look, I mean, you've got Raffensperger, Carr, and Jones right now, and it all comes down to money. Jones has the most money. I'm still kind of baffled by Brad Raffensperger getting into the race. I understand he's kind of tired of Secretary of State, but just going with the Republican base there for governor, it's going to be hard for him unless he's the guy to take out Jones and let Carr run up the middle. I'm not sure what the strategy is there right now, but as it stands, I mean, Burt Jones is definitely the front runner. He's got the most money and he's got the Trump endorsement.
On the Democratic side of the aisle, we had last week on the show, I think it was her first interview after entering the race, 32-year-old state rep Rua Roman entering the race on the Democratic side of the aisle. A historic run, I think, right? First Muslim running for governor in the state of Georgia. Does she automatically shift this primary further left?
You know, I don't know that she does, because how much traction and money can she get? If it's outside, she's very far left. She's the most furthest left candidate the Democrats have right now. It actually makes Jason Estevez from Columbus look a little more reasonable in his positions, even though he would otherwise be pretty progressive. And now you have a lot of Democrats actually looking at Jeff Duncan, the former Republican, thinking this guy's won a statewide race and he could be our vehicle to power. I don't know that he can make it through a Democratic primary, but I'm actually surprised by the number of Democrats taking him seriously.
We haven't seen polling, at least I haven't, on the Democratic race for governor, but I would imagine Roman would poll in, you know, in the single digits, right?
Yes.
Who's she going to take votes from the candidates that are already in the race for Democrats?
Well, it probably Keisha Lance Bottoms to a degree, and some from Jason Estevez as well, just on the far left side. I don't know that Mayor Bottoms really has a path here, just given she couldn't win re-election in Atlanta, so she went into the Biden administration. She's going to have her chance to make her case, but it really does sound like right now you've got the numbers in the business community looking at Estevez and Democratic leaders thinking maybe they could make a case for Jeff Duncan.
I know NASCAR has a silly season. It seems like this is the political silly season.
Yeah, it shows you how shallow the bench for Democrats is in the state right now.
I'm very excited, though, for all the races here in Georgia and, of course, all the ads you will hear on
the Eric pennies from heaven.
The Eric Erickson Show. What's coming up today, my friend?
You know, I'm going to start with this wild story out of Virginia where their Democratic Attorney General candidate texted that he wanted to assassinate the former Speaker of the House and have the guy's wife watch their children die in her arms. And Democrats thus far aren't willing to say he needs to get out of the race.
How can they not say anything? Like, I mean,
I'm baffled by it. Some of them have condemned it, but I've got the video of the Virginia Speaker of the House, the current Speaker, who was in a church pulpit yesterday mourning the death of a Virginia House member's child, then saying, and by the way, ignore the text messages of this guy wanting someone else's kids to die.
I mean, it's human decency 101. Like,
yes.
What you yeah, all right. I'm excited to hear about that. I don't think that story's been getting enough coverage. So, of course, I'll be listening on my way home. Noon to 3, Eric Erickson. Always a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll update our top local stories. Right now, though, We got to check traffic, eagerly awaiting cake. It's Ashley Fresca.
Well, but before that, a travel advisory for folks headed up into Buckhead. 2 right lanes are knocked out right now with a crash on 400 northbound just before Lenox Road. Things getting tough back at I-85, so you can use Piedmont as an alternate route if you'd like. Construction on the downtown connector in a right lane, 75-85 north before University Avenue, and crash in Clayton County, 285 east at I-75, that knocking out a right lane. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
Shutdown.
The government shutdown is underway.
What does it mean for the U.S.?
As many as 750,000 federal workers could be furloughed.
What does it mean for Georgia?
President of the union, which represents all of the agency's Georgia staff, and tells me his fellow TSA workers will feel the impact.
What comes next?
Social Security and veteran services could be delayed.
For the very latest on the impact of the government shutdown, listen often throughout the day. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
As summer winds down, there's never a better time than to upgrade your AC system. Hey, folks, it's Mark Aaron back from my pals at Reliable. Check out this amazing end-of-season savings. Get any size AC, just $69.99 a month. Get your free consultation by going to ReliableAir.com. Check this out. 0 down, low monthly payments, all future repairs, maintenance, even filters are no additional charge for life, and unbeatable lifetime warranty, 24/7 service, and next day installation, or they pay you $500. Plus, summer might be officially over, but we know in Atlanta it's never over until we get to like December. So get an amazing deal, end of season savings from my pals at Reliable. Any size AC, just $69.99 a month. Book an appointment for a convenient time right on their website at ReliableAir.com. Click on the Book Now button or call or text 770-594-9969.
No matter the season, Breda's got your back, protecting the outside and inside of your home. It's the bugs inside you want gone. Breda, they handle bugs and critters.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Are you coming today? Are you not coming today? Hi, this is Candace from Excavations. Are you tired of having to chase your contractors around? If you're looking to remodel the outside of your home, then have I got a tip for you. Use Exovations. You'll know exactly when we're coming, when your project's going to be complete, and what you're paying for before you even start the project. Schedule your appointment today at exovations.com. EXOVATIONS.com.
At Butler Lexus of South Atlanta, you're their priority. From personalized service to luxury amenities, they make sure you feel valued every step of the way. Buying or servicing, your experience matters. Call 800-NEW-LEXUS. Butler Lexus South Atlanta, the standard of amazing.
Because we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see lots of lawyers' ads. Most seem to be bragging on results, but are they true or misleading? For example, in some cases, a firm may try a case even though the at-fault party has no lawyer, then brag in the ad about their results. My son Matt got one for nearly $50 million, but we never collected one dime. Some lawyers may say they got a result even though they were sitting second chair at a firm like mine, and even though they had little to do with it. Happens all the time. All that glitters is not gold. At Morgan & Morgan, our results are real. Visit forthepeople.com and go to Settlements and Verdicts to see for yourself what your case may be worth before you hire a law firm. Do your homework. Fact check. It's easy and too important not to. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why the big wireless companies want you on an unlimited plan? It's because they need you to help cover the cost of the 20-somethings who are using a lot of data every month. Fact is, according to the latest research studies, most people 50 and up, like me, only use 12 gigs or less each month. Don't get bamboozled by big wireless. At Consumer Cellular, pick what suits your needs. Whether it's 1 gig, 5, 10, or unlimited, the point is, pay for exactly what you need and nothing more. We use the same towers as the big guys, but since we don't own and maintain them, we can pass the savings on to you. Our plans start at just $20 a month, and you'll get the best customer service in the business. I want to invite you to join the millions of people who choose something better than big wireless. Because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Happy 74th birthday, singer Steve Cronin.
Kevin Cronin, you mean?
Also known as Kevin. Who's Steve Cronin?
You've interviewed Kevin Cronin in the past.
That's right, Deborah. Thank you. 74 years old, lead singer of REO Speedwagon. REO Speedwagon, Deborah, the official musical correspondent of the show. Overrated, underrated, properly rated?
Properly rated.
Properly rated?
Yes.
How many of their songs would the average person over
5.
the age of 40 know?
5.
5 of them?
5,
Okay.
yeah. When you
All
start
right.
playing the hits, like, I know that song, yeah.
I've really interviewed him?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Earlier
this year.
I was playing poker with my buddy Otzman yesterday. Longtime friend, good dude, Israeli. And apparently he was on the show before. He came in with Sanjay to do Would You Rather. And this was, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. I have no idea. I can't remember what I did last week. And he was mad because I asked him, apparently it was NCAA tournament time. And my question for my Israeli buddy Otzman served in the Mossad, like the hardcore. I asked him, I'm like, do you guys watch, according to him, I said, do you watch the NCAA tournament or are you like watching camel races? And I said that? He goes, yes. I'm like, first of all, I don't.
Really? That doesn't sound like something you would say.
But I was like, I had to take him at his word because I can't remember. I couldn't remember I interviewed Steve Cronin.
Kevin Cronin.
You still can't remember it.
Do you remember that, Longoria?
I don't remember you saying that.
No.
I think I would have remembered that.
I'm not saying I wouldn't have made a joke. He's my friend. But like that seems like off the wall. Anyway, I was like, Otz, I believe you. I don't remember that, but I can't remember. Literally can't remember what I did last week on the show. Some breaking news. You know I love talking about Cracker Barrel. We have a scapegoat in the Cracker Barrel logo controversy. The firm that came up with the idea no longer employed by Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, Cracker Barrel officially fired Profit. That is the agency that decided to get rid of the old-timer logo and just do the plain lettering that's very millennial Gen Z. Yes, the one that Vinny absolutely hated. But that's not all. They also got rid of all of their top executives, and they're bringing back people that used to be there. Their old CEO, Thomas Young, and he was one that kind of did all their big hits a couple years ago, like all the menu items that people loved.
I am not I love food. I'm not a restaurant expert. I'm not a marketing expert. But this occurred to me. Like, Vinny, you're a Cracker Barrel regular, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are the times or the days where Cracker Barrel is you have a wait, where there's a wait time?
Oh, definitely Sunday.
Sunday, right?
You know, yeah.
Saturday and Sunday morning, right, for breakfast.
Right.
Like the parking lot's full. You see people sitting outside, waiting in line, sitting on the rocking chairs, and you either go, all right, I really want it, or I'm going to go somewhere else. Why doesn't Cracker Barrel just be open on the weekends?
The weekends.
Right. You go there at 4 p.m. on a Thursday, you are the only person in the. It's supply and demand, too.
Like the anti-Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Be like, we're only open on the weekends. How much? Like, you could save so much anyway. Right? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like taco joints in Texas, like Mexican joints, that will only open until 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
They're packed like in the morning.
I saw this comedian on Instagram. He's like, what's the deal with barbecue joints? Like they're the only people that is allowed to run out of food, and like they're not ashamed of it. Be like, boy, you want ribs at 3:30 on a Thursday? Our ribs are gone by 11:05. What are you, stupid? Coming in here at 3:30 ordering ribs? People line up for our ribs. That makes sense. Like, just make ribs right. Anyway, Cracker Barrel, there's my idea. Just be open on the weekends, and you'll make money. All right, news, weather, and traffic in 2. It's the Mark Arum Show on WSB.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
This is Scott Slade with how a short phone call can change your life for the better. Take a few minutes and call MyLend and see if there's a way to put money in your pocket every month. There's so many options with MyLend. Here's an example. One of my friends at MyLend is looking at a reverse mortgage for his mom, who's 82. She's currently in a house that's paid for and too much to take care of by herself. So they're considering a reverse mortgage by selling her current house, then buying a smaller one by only putting 50% down and then putting the other 50% in her bank account, essentially trading homes and putting a couple of $100,000 in her pocket. If you or your parents have a similar situation, call MyLend, where the guys and gals there will put together a plan that's just right for you with no obligation. Call 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's mylend.com. Spell it MILEND. NMLS and Georgia Residential Mortgage License C148769, located at 8995 West Side Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. MyLand is an equal housing lender.
Hey y'all, it's Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I'm so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. And Four Seasons Home Care was so helpful to my family throughout the process. I get emails from listeners all the time and why I trusted Four Seasons Home Care. They tell me I don't want just anyone to care for my parents. Well, of course you don't. So here's why I work with Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company. They vet and hire every single one of their caregiving specialists, and they don't farm out the care to contractors, and they're not some national corporation. So here's my advice, folks. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. Do your homework. This is a huge decision. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by the Next Generation Xfinity 10G network. This hour, parents and school board members in DeKalb County will be getting an update on recommendations for recess. The debate comes following the district's decision to cut recess time from 30 minutes to just 15. Many parents not happy about that.
Unstructured play improves attention, memory, behavior regulation, and problem solving. In other words, if we want our students to learn more, they need to play more.
Parent Lynn Marr saying kids need at least 20 to 30 minutes of what the district calls unstructured break time. We are monitoring that meeting. We'll let you know what comes of it. Check back for updates. All right, your weather for today. Not a good day to be outside for recess. Cloudy, breezy, cool, light rain showers and areas of drizzle today with a high around 74, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. All right, heads up, a major water project in downtown Dunwoody. Crews will be replacing an iron water pipe near the Dunwoody Nature Center between Roberts Drive and Redfield Road. Is going to stretch about 3 miles. There will be increased noise and traffic through that area. Work expected from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. It's going to last until October of next year. The U.S. Supreme Court begins its new session today. Questions about tariffs and the firing of federal workers on the docket. Devin Dwyer says there are also cases regarding LGBTQ issues.
With the nation sharply divided, the justices will again wade into the culture wars, deciding this term whether states can ban transgender athletes from school sports and whether state bans on so-called conversion therapy for LGBTQ teens violates a counselor's free speech.
And legal experts say the justices you'll want to watch in many of these big cases are Justice Amy Coney Barrett and Chief Justice John Roberts. A manufacturing company currently based in Rockdale County announcing a major new investment in Walton County that will create lots of new jobs.
The Piedmont Regional Industrial Park in Monroe will be home to a new MGM products plant. The company says the project represents an estimated $38 million investment and will bring up to 175 new jobs in the first 5 years. MGM Products makes accessory products for the commercial HVAC industry. Walton County Chairman David Thompson says the decision to expand there demonstrates the strength of the community as a place to do business. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
All right, so Halloween is coming soon, and many Americans are really into the holiday this year. And it's not just kids. Around 51% of grown-ups say that they're going to dress up for Halloween this year. The National Retail Federation saying we're going to spend more than $4 billion on Halloween costumes and $4 billion on candy. 75% of pet owners say that they plan to dress up their animals also this year. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is down 99 at 46,658. NASDAQ is up almost 0.5%, and the S&P is also in positive territory. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. We say good Monday morning to Andrew Seco. He joins us now and has a look at your roads.
Good morning. Finding some trouble as you're heading into Brookhaven. Travel advisory. Got a crash in a couple right lanes. 400 northbound just before Lenox Road exit 2. That back door spilling onto 85 proper. Might be time to consider taking Peachtree Road, Roswell Road. Highway 19 is going to be your best friend getting in and out of the area. I got some road work on the downtown connector, 75, 85 northbound. Right lane blocked here, University Avenue. Exit 244. A little bit of trouble by the airport. It looks like it's clearing out of that right lane. And some volume out of Duluth, 85 southbound, packing in, leaving 316, letting you go at Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Cloudy skies with areas of light rain and drizzle through the afternoon. High 74. Cloudy for tonight. Lows in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds. High 79. Becoming mostly cloudy again on Wednesday with scattered rain showers. High 82.
It is 70 degrees right now in Chamblee. Sugar Hill has 67 degrees, and so does Milton. We'll have more news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
I'll run this town to be near you.
11:04 on, you guessed it, a fast-moving news day Monday. Welcome back, friends. Mark Aram and crew with you till noon, 30 minutes from right now. Deborah's got tickets to give away to see Barry Manilow. Where's he playing, by the way, Deborah? Barry Manilow. Is it Fox?
Nope, he's playing Gas South Arena.
Gas South Arena. Barry Manilow Arena Tour. This might be your last chance. I don't know his health.
I would say it's probably your last chance.
Last chance. So anyway, we're going to give a pair of tickets to see Barry Manilow at Gas South. And in 1 hour, I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K day bonus splits. Another chance to win $1,000 here on WSB Radio. Obviously, following the peace talks going on in Cairo, Egypt right now between Israel and Hamas. We'll go back to Jerusalem in a little bit. The big story, though, the government shutdown. We heard from Speaker Mike Johnson. By the way, the Congress is basically, they're all at home. So, but Mike Johnson, the speaker, I'm blaming it on the NyQuil, Deborah. He spoke earlier about the government shutdown and how the negotiation should or will go.
What do you want? What do you want me to fight on? So they created a red herring. A red herring is a distraction. Chuck Schumer is scrambling. He has to have an issue. None of their policies are very popular. So they decided to lob onto health care, and he decided to claim to all of you that is the issue with government funding. It is not.
Day 6 of the government shutdown, and if you're out there, you're an essential worker, and you're going to work every day without getting paid, I tip my hat to you. I hope you get paid soon. I didn't know, Deborah, some federal employees get paid once a month.
Oh, wow, that's rough.
Right?
Yeah, that is rough.
Like, imagine, you just get paid once a month, and you miss that one monthly paycheck.
I mean, I know they get back pay, but, utilities don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. What do you get, the pawn shop? You taking out, title, what is it, title pawn?
The title loan or something like
the worst
that?
things ever that Clark says.
Yeah.
So Godspeed. Hopefully for your sake that this will end soon before you miss one of those monthly paychecks. I should also mention the Supreme Court back in session. The new Supreme Court term starts today. On the first day, the court has rejected an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's former associate, who's been in prison for sex trafficking. ABC's Devin Dwyer has more.
She had asked the justices to look at her conviction, her prosecution. She alleged that a non-prosecution agreement made with Jeffrey Epstein before his death should have applied to her, that she shouldn't have been prosecuted as well. But the justices declined to take up her appeal. They did not explain themselves, but a statement from Maxwell's attorney tells us that they are disappointed in the Supreme Supreme Court's decision, but they are going to be looking for other avenues to ensure, in their words, justice is done.
I love that's the first thing the Supreme Court did back in. They're like, first of all, we're denying Maxwell. Before we hear any cases, Ghislaine, I'm sorry, all the justices have seen the documentary. We are denying your appeal. You're an awful person. We didn't get the story last week, Deborah. We didn't update it, but like the cushiness of the prison she's now in.
I've heard.
Like
yeah.
yoga classes and Lego shops and no, I'm just kidding. But apparently she is like literally club fed right now. But at least the Supreme Court denied like the first day back at school, and they just go, nope, sorry, Ghislaine, we deny your appeal. All right, so I want to. I love this story so much. We all, depending on how old you are, whether you're a boomer, an Xer, a millennial, or a Gen Z, we all have slang words that we grew up saying. And actually, I had a conversation at the poker game yesterday about words that when Longoria and I were like 12 years old, we would say 5 times a day, which are no longer appropriate. Right, you know the words I'm talking about.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
I mean, that was the fact that I don't say those words anymore is a testament to recognizing, like, oh, what was cool to say in 1983 to your friends, calling them something, is not cool now. Can you imagine? Like, we don't say those words anymore.
No.
At least I don't. I don't know what goes on.
No, you shouldn't.
No,
yes, you shouldn't say them.
So I think we all know the words that I'm talking about, right? I don't have to say them. But they asked, but one of my poker buddies was like, "Can you even say that word on the air?" And I go, "I can, in the proper context. Like I can't call someone one of those words we would use.
You can quote it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, exactly. I can quote like, but I'm not even going to get down there. Anyway,
No,
slang words. So we have the most popular slang words for 2025. And I'm going to go out on a limb, Deborah, and say I am not going to know any of these, and Vinny will know all of these. Is that safe to say?
I mean, you're on social media. You might know some of them, but for sure, this is Vinny's world here. Yeah.
All right. So these are the most popular slang words. Are these safe for radio?
Yeah, they're safe
do
for
you
radio.
know?
I looking at the definitions, I would say yes.
Okay. All right. So let's start at the top of the list. Most popular slang. I've seen this on social media, but I have no idea what it means. 6'7".
Means nothing.
Really?
It don't mean anything.
It's not like a sexual thing?
Nah.
Or it's not an updated version of...
It's not 6'9".
I've heard that it's our version of, you know what, chicken butt.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it's just to
like your
annoy,
kids say that?
It's just to annoy your parents, basically.
6'7".
Like it's just rando times. It's just 6'7". Like
Scratch your butt, chicken.
Like
what is
you
it?
know what, chicken butt. You don't
You
remember
never
that?
heard that?
What?
Like you would be like, hey, you know
Really?
what, and you'd be like, what, chicken
butt.
It was just a stupid thing to say.
So
something
6'7"
kids
has
say.
no meaning.
Right.
Correct.
All right. So if
So you
someone...
can go around the office and say that to people.
So if Sweet Ann tells me 6'7",
Yeah.
don't take
And
offense.
usually you have to do your hands like this.
Yeah.
6'7".
6'7".
Chicken butt.
6'7".
Ask her, see which one she responds to better, chicken butt or 6'7".
Yeah.
All right. All right.
I'm ruining it for my girls though. I'm like overly saying it now. They're
Oh,
like,
good.
Dad, oh my gosh, like I'm trying to get it out of their vocabulary.
Sure.
Not
All right.
just
Well, that's
me
a good
doing
way to do
over
it.
and over.
That's a good way to do it. All right. What else? Top slang words, Deborah.
How about this one, Ohio?
What? Like
I
the
What
state?
do you think? Yeah, like the state, but not. What do you think it means?
No. Oh, how I hate Ohio State.
That's what I feel
Yeah.
that same way
Yeah.
too. Vinny, what does it mean?
Used to describe something strange, weird, or cringy.
Cringy.
Really?
See, I've never heard that one though.
I would have
I
thought
haven't heard that
Florida
one yet.
would be more,
Florida man.
something strange or weird. All right, Ohio. All right.
Yeah. You should know this one, a bop.
Nope.
Really,
What is that?
Vinny?
A bop, somebody that they just be around. They be around.
An around the way girl?
Bop, yeah.
Around the way girl.
Bopping
yeah.
around, person to
Yeah.
person, the bop.
All right.
I'm sure you've seen that on the Tickety Talks.
No, I'm not on TikTok. I get whatever's on TikTok, I see a month later on Instagram.
He's locked out his account.
Yeah, so, all right, bop. All right,
Yeah.
go ahead.
All right, this one I don't know. Maybe Vinny knows this one. Mogging. Mogging. Mogging.
I got nothing.
You got nothing?
Mm-mm.
All right. It says attractive, skilled, or successful. That doesn't sound like a good way to say successful.
Mogging. Yeah, that sounds like a
Mogging.
word from Lord of the Rings. Like, what are you hobbits doing? Oh, we're mogging. All right, next one.
Okay, how about huzz? Huzz. Huzz.
The has.
What-
Yeah.
What it?
Vinny, what is it?
It's just attractive women, a group of girls.
Oh, look at the huzzes in the sales department.
Remember when Vinny had those girls that were in studio?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Huzz. Okay.
All right. What's the other one here? Chopped?
Like the
Chopped.
the TV show?
Not
Chopped?
like the TV show, but
Okay.
not the TV show. Yeah.
It's the opposite of huzz.
The opposite of huzz. So
Chopped is ugly or undesirable.
Mhm.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
mean.
That is mean.
It is.
yeah. What's the last one on here? Zesty? That makes sense. Zesty.
You're not lazy if you're zesty. A zesty
Yeah.
person is lively. I don't know. We
That's
got
that's just vocabulary. That's not even slang.
Yeah, I'm out
That
of
one
it.
can be used two different ways.
Oh, okay. Use it in the other way.
It's like attitude as well. Like you're being zesty. Like you give me
Again,
you
that's
giving
just
me
the
two.
definition of the word zesty.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, Zesty Ranch, right? Hidden Valley Zesty Ranch. That's zesty.
Zesty soap.
What about
Zesty
Riz? Is Riz still a thing?
Vinny, is Riz
We
still a
ain't
thing?
saying Riz no more.
No, we're
Nah.
not saying it. All right, just all right. 6'7", Vin. 6'7".
Six-
That's all I got.
6'7".
Dude, what's remarkable is that I have not started incorporating herd into my conversations with Maya.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, really?
Not yet.
All right.
Like it's coming.
Yeah, it has to. Should be.
Because I say it all around the office now, thanks to Vinny.
I say the cannoli all the time.
Heard. Anyway, all right. So I don't know if that was enlightening or not, what your kids or grandkids are saying, but if they say 6'7", it's not a sexual thing. It's just chicken butt.
Yep.
Which could be a sexual thing. I
No.
don't know.
No.
All right. Not chicken butt. All right. We talked about this story earlier, which is absolutely crazy. Former college football star Mark Sanchez, first-round draft pick of the New York Jets, was caught up in a really bad situation this weekend, getting into an altercation with a truck driver in Indianapolis. Sanchez was in town for the Raiders-Colts game when police say he got into the cab of a truck and was pepper sprayed and stabbed by the driver, but the driver wasn't charged. Sanchez was. Aaron Katursky has more.
Police say Sanchez approached a 69-year-old truck driver in the loading dock of a downtown Indianapolis hotel. The driver told police Sanchez smelled of alcohol and his speech was slurred. Court records say Sanchez climbed into the truck and prevented the driver from calling for help before there was a fight, and Sanchez shoved the driver. Sanchez ended up pepper sprayed and stabbed multiple times after the driver told police he thought to himself, "This guy's trying to kill me."
Yeah, the visual of the guy, the 69-year-old truck driver, the picture of him in the hospital bed is just awful. He's 69. Sanchez, he's not 67. 6'7". He's 69. Sanchez, 38, and apparently smelled of alcohol, was drunk. He is going to lose his job at Fox. There's no question about that. I wonder if a man of his stature, of his social status, got drunk on Busch Light.
On Busch
Do you remember
Light.
Busch Light? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was not the preferred beer. You know, if you
No.
Natty Light over Busch Light. Busch Light back in the news, though, offering what, Deborah?
Busch Light is going to give away 19 years worth of beer. Now, they got this special can out. You know, sometimes they do commemorative cans or whatever. And so every year they've been putting out this special hunting can. It's got like the hunting camo, whatever
Yeah.
on it. So this is the 19th year that they've been doing it. And so to honor that, they want to give you 19 years worth of beer. But you have to be willing to change your name to Hunter, legally change your name. However, they are going to pay for it. So
What if your name's already Hunter?
If your name's already Hunter, you don't qualify.
Oh.
They'll get you some. You can like sign up for something else, but you have to legally change your name for Hunter. However, they will cover the cost of it, and it's going to be includes 5,500 prepaid gift cards, which should be able to buy you 19 years worth of Busch Light for at least once a month.
See,
now,
now-
if you're Cobes, that's not going to last
Yeah,
very
well,
long.
that's the thing. It's participation dependent,
Mhm.
and it's also beer dependent. Like 19 years of Busch Light for me could be a 6-pack. Like I'll have a 6-pack of Busch Light over the next 2 decades.
Mhm.
But if it was Guinness or Modelo, did I pronounce that right? Longoria? Modelo.
Yeah.
That could be a lot of beer.
Mhm.
All right. Listen, if you are thinking about it, change your name to Hunter to get 19 years of Busch Light. If you're even thinking about it, go ahead and do it. Because I still regret not getting the never-ending pasta pass from Olive Garden, which would have given me free Olive Garden for life. And I didn't do it, and it's my biggest regret to this day. So I don't want you to regret it. If you love Busch Light, Go ahead and change your name to Hunter and get those 19 years of free beer. All right, let's check traffic at 11:17 on the Mark Arum Show. Hello and good morning, Andrew Seco.
Good morning, my friend. Not necessarily the best morning heading into Brookhaven. Have that crash still in the right lanes. 400 northbound is at Lennox Road, exit 2. That back door stretching all the way to 85 proper. Might be a good idea to think about Roswell Road over to Peachtree Road. Highway 19 is a good alternate through here. Seeing the brake lights out of Duluth, starting to pack in 85 southbound, on and off that pedal, leaving 316 down to Beaveroon Road, exit 102. And the brake lights through the Sunshine out of Lithia Springs, I-20 eastbound, packed in, passing the theme park on your way down towards 285. This report sponsored by Aleve. Traffic and body pain can slow you down, but don't let the pain stop you. With just one pill, Aleve provides up to 12 hours of pain relief so you can keep moving. Use as directed. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
It pays to have the WSB radio app. Download it today and get ready for the Blitz.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. 5 chances every weekday to win $1,000.
$1,000 on WSB.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 12 p.m.
That is awesome.
From 95.5 WSB.
Download the WSB radio app now.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The Portfolio X-Ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the Portfolio X-ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the Portfolio X-ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well, and I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-Ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
In St. Pete, Clearwater, you can chill by the crystal clear Gulf.
And stroll downtown St. Pete's galleries and murals.
And hang with the locals at a fishing pier.
And escape to secluded white sand beaches.
Secluded, huh?
Yeah, and they're spectacular.
And then grab a sandwich at the Grouper Capital of the World.
And maybe a nightcap at a rooftop bar with sunset views.
Okay, in St. Pete, Clearwater, you'll find just what you're looking for.
And then some.
Your Florida escape begins at visitspc.com.
Summer might officially be ending, but the savings on a new AC unit just beginning. Hey, friends, it's Mark Aaron back from our pals at Reliable. Check this amazing end-of-season savings deal. Any size AC, just $69.99 a month, 0 down, low monthly payments, unbeatable lifetime warranty, and 24/7 customer service. 24/7. Book an appointment for a convenient time right on their website at reliableair.com. Click on the Book Now button or call or text 770-594-9969.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how retailers become constantly connecting must-visit shops. How restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with our reliable business internet. Plus, stay connected when you add Wi-Fi backup for just $35 a month. And ask about a $400 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Wireless Connect requires business internet for additional monthly charge. Taxes and other fees extra. Prepaid card offer ends 11/16/25.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days.
Very happy to announce tomorrow on the show, Arthur Fonzarelli. Henry Winkler will join us live tomorrow. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Just checking Wall Street, mixed bag on Wall Street. Dow's down, but S&P and NASDAQ are up. Talked about the inflation on beef prices. I was stunned, Deborah, when you sent me the story today. 22 of our 50 states of the union are currently in a recession, including Georgia. What?
Yeah, that's according to an economic analyst over at Moody's. He said that he looked at things like how the states are losing jobs, their economic weaknesses, and that puts Georgia in the bottom half, along with really actually all of our neighbors, the Carolinas, Florida, Alabama. They're all seeing growth. But just in the south here, it's Mississippi, Virginia, West Virginia, and Georgia seem to be already showing signs of a recession.
Now, I don't doubt that some of our neighbors are in a recession, but I thought the economy's doing pretty well here in Georgia.
I thought we were doing well here, too.
Yeah.
The only thing I could think of is maybe because of Hollywood kind of exiting.
Yeah, that could be a thing. I mean, I'm not saying it's great, but I didn't think we were close to a recession here in the state of Georgia. But 22 states, according to Moody's, and it's Moody's. It's not like some random online, like they're
right.
a
This is what they
legitimate-
do.
Or where's that map? I thought there was a map. For
There is
that.
a map. Scroll down a little bit. There's a map.
It's not popping up.
Oh,
Oh, there it is. And I was surprised the New England states.
Pretty much all of the New England states, yeah.
Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, and Maine.
No, it's New Hampshire.
That is New Hampshire. You're right, Deborah. How about that?
Vermont's shaped like a V.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. I'm 51 years old. I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't even know that either.
Yeah, Vermont is shaped like a V. States that are expanding: Florida, Texas, Oklahoma. You could see New Arizona.
Arizona.
All right, and then north of that would be Colorado.
That would be Utah.
Damn.
Colorado's to the right of
I'm gonna stop.
Idaho, North Dakota.
Yeah.
Nebraska.
I don't doubt that there are some states out there that are dealing with a recession, but I wouldn't consider if Tennessee's not and we are. No, I question that. New York is expanding. What state has the highest population of Italians in the
New
United
Jersey?
States of America? New Jersey is in the top 5. What state has the highest population of Italian? Not like from Italy right now, but
Descendants.
Descendants, yeah.
I guess New York, right?
New York's in the top 5 as well. Number 1,
Connecticut.
you got it.
All right.
Really?
Yeah, number 1. Rhode Island is number 2.
Is that why you studied Italian?
Exactly. Like, I bet you didn't have Italian offered for
No.
language in.
No.
Yeah, no.
No, it was all German.
Yeah, it was
We did have
German
as
and
well.
Spanish. That
Yeah.
was it.
But that's why I studied 6 years for Italian. So I could say, ciao bella. That's it. That's 6 years of Italian.
6 years.
6 years.
6 years.
6 years of 7 years. All right. Thank you, Deborah. All right. News, weather, and traffic. When we come back, tickets to see Barry Manilow. And we're going to revisit the ongoing talks right now going on in Cairo between Israel and Hamas. Can President Trump's 20-point plan for peace get across the finish line? Hopefully we'll find out soon. Social media is up and active throughout the broadcast at Mark Ehrman at WSB Radio.
Hey, it's Scott Slade for FGA Roofing. If your home's exterior could use an updated look, or maybe one of your neighbor's designer roofs has caught your eye, and your current roof has started to show its age, then now's the perfect time to check out FGA Roofing for the latest in architectural shingles, timberland shingles, and more. Slate, tile, wood shake, cedar roofs, FGA has them all. FGA Roofing offers 0% financing for 12 months with your good credit. Get the roof you want now and pay over time. Just search FGA Roofing to get started with a free quote today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
Fall is a busy time, and selling your home can be overwhelming. Get a guaranteed cash offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and sell your home stress-free and for the most money. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
To make sure your home stays comfortable as the seasons change, do what I've done for years. Call Ragsdale Heating and Air. This is Scott Slade. Take advantage of Ragsdale's $79 heating tune-up offer now. And if you're ready for a new furnace, Ragsdale is offering monthly payments as little as $119 a month for a brand new Carrier home comfort system through October. And that includes Ragsdale's own trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty. Ragsdale could even install a whole home generator to keep you powered up and comfortable when you click RagsdaleAir.com or call them. Ragsdale is the name I know you can trust.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by Main Street Auto. Day 6 of the government shutdown. Republicans want to pass a continuing resolution to open the government. Democrats are demanding the bill add provisions to protect subsidies under the Affordable Care Act and Medicaid. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson at a briefing this morning pushing back on the argument on why they aren't talking with Democrats.
There's nothing for us to negotiate. I cannot go to the CR and go, you know what, Democrats, you're right. Let me take out these 3 Republican priorities. I didn't add a single Republican policy or priority or preference to the CR.
Now, meanwhile, thousands of federal workers here in the metro Atlanta area are furloughed, some worried they may end up not being called back. Your weather for today. Breezy, cool, light rain, showers, and areas of drizzle today with a high of 74, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just a matter of minutes. Heads up if you plan to vote in November's local elections and the statewide Public Service Commission race. Today's the deadline to register to cast your ballot. Today also is the start of the National Voter Education Week. Fulton County planning to host more than a dozen outreach events this week.
The events are in recognition of National Voter Education Week, which begins
begins today and runs through Friday. The county says their outreach teams will host more than a dozen events across the county to get the word out and connect with voters. Today is also the deadline for you to register to vote if you want to cast a ballot in November's local elections and the statewide election for the Public Service Commission. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Walton County lands a new manufacturing facility which plans to create up to 175 new jobs over the next 5 years. MGM Products plant will be located at Piedmont Regional Industrial Park in Monroe. The company's current headquarters is in Conyers. The facility makes accessory products for commercial HVAC systems. Chick-fil-A and Dutch Brothers Coffee topping the list when it comes to customer satisfaction in this year's annual drive-through study by InTouch Insight. It was the friendliness factor that made the difference. When service was friendlier, overall satisfaction jumped more than 70% compared to when a customer received unfriendly service. The study also found when it comes to speed, Taco Bell gets your food to you the fastest, Dutch Brothers getting the order right the most, and when it comes to the best quality of food, Raising Cane's ranked tops. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is down 72 at 46,685. NASDAQ is up more than 0.5%, and the S&P is also in positive territory. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Andrew Seco in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Starting to see some improvements out of Buckhead. A crash now just in one right lane. 400 northbound Lenox Road exit 2. The back door starting to improve. Brake lights already improved out of 85, but you're still a little bit slow. Just getting on to 400. 85 southbound still packing in out of Duluth. Got the volume leaving 316 down towards Indian Trail Road. Exit 101. Found a cone zone by the airport in College Park. It's in a right lane. 85 northbound Riverdale Road. Exit 71. And we're watching the brake lights go by the cones through the downtown connector. We got a right lane blocked on the Jam Cam 7585 northbound University Avenue exit 244. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy, drizzly, and breezy today. High 74. The east wind gusting 25 miles per hour. Cloudy skies prevail for tonight. Lows in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, a little more sunshine. High 79. Mostly cloudy on Wednesday with scattered rain showers. High 82.
It is 71 degrees right now in Douglasville. Norcross has 70 degrees, and it is 70 in Buckhead. We'll have more news at noon. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
When traffic
No
hits,
traffic getting through in either direction.
the Triple Team Traffic Center has you covered.
Even the bridge over 75 is being held.
Your source for Atlanta's traffic.
Out of Spaghetti Junction along 285 westbound and a crash on Peachtree Boulevard, 141 southbound before 285.
Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
So what we did, because Republicans are in charge of both houses right now, is the responsible thing. Let's come up with a simple.
Speaker Mike
stopgap
Johnson
measure.
earlier this morning on Capitol Hill, still to come, will update the government shutdown. We'll get the latest in the Israel peace talks, plus Deborah's got tickets to give away. All of that straight ahead on the Mark Arum Show.
Can you guys believe Halloween is approaching, Thanksgiving, Christmas? Omaha Steaks is helping you out right now with an early Black Friday sale. You can get 50% off site-wide right now, and you get an extra 20% off select favorites and more. It's limited time deals because it's the early Black Friday sale. You want the caramel apple tartlets, but listen, if you're just into meal prep or you're tired of the family yard going over dinner, you load up the deliciousness from Omaha Steaks. I load up on the New York strips. It's what I feed the guys on Sunday nights for football weather. Grilling, it's fantastic, and I take advantage of this discount as well. And then here's the thing. At checkout, you use promo code ERIC, and you get an extra $35 off. Minimum order required. The unbelievable savings. 50% off site-wide, 20% off select favorites for a limited time for early Black Friday, and an extra $35 off. And all you do is go to omahasteaks.com, load up your cart. At checkout, you put in ERIC, E-R-I-C-K. Start saving real big today.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. to restore your love life in just one visit. Call now, 404-885-8885.
October is here, and this is a perfect month for home comfort. Dave Baker for Coolray Heating and Cooling. See, in October, it'll still get plenty warm during the day, but it will get cool at night. So with the purchase of a complete Carrier system, Coolray's offering up to $2,250 back in rebates and free installation. That's heat, cool, and free installation. Get a jump start on keeping your home comfortable. Book your appointment online today at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
11:37 on the Mark Arum Show coming up in 30 minutes. I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K Day Bonus Blitz. Another chance for you to win $1,000 here on WSB, but don't have to wait to win. Deborah, what do we have today?
Tickets to see Barry Manilow at Gas South Arena on January 16th.
Any chance, so that's not till January, that we can get Mr. Manilow on the...
I will send out the appropriate emails for that.
I want to ask him, do you remember when I saw you eating a club sandwich at the Luxor Cafe, or
he'll say like, you should have joined
Grand
me.
Lux? Yeah. Anyway, my brush with greatness. COPA CABANA. 10th caller, Vin. That's how we're going to do the callers now. 10th caller to 404-872-0750. 10th caller to 404-872-0750 wins a pair of tickets to see the legend Barry Manilow, courtesy of the Mark Arum Show at 95.5 WSB. Very latest on the government shutdown in a moment, but right now, monitoring peace talks, ceasefire talks going on in Cairo, Egypt, between Israel and Hamas. Joining us in Jerusalem from CBS News, our buddy Robert Berger. Robert, good morning as always. Thanks for your time.
Morning, Mark.
So obviously this made the headlines last week, the 20 or 21-point plan that President Trump put forward when Prime Minister Netanyahu is in D.C. The Prime Minister signed off on it, and then the negotiations began. So where are we in the negotiations, and who's at the negotiating table in Cairo?
Well, beginning today, so we have Israel and Hamas holding direct talks. It's the Israeli hostage negotiators that have been really involved in this for the past couple of years. You have a couple leaders from Hamas whose names probably wouldn't be so well known. And they're trying to implement, get a deal to implement President Trump's 20-point plan. Of course, the biggest question is whether or not the 48 hostages are going to be released, 20 of whom are believed to be alive. That's supposed to happen within just 72 hours of the two sides coming to a ceasefire agreement.
Now, I heard reporting over the weekend that might be a sticking point where Hamas is like, no, we need more time. 72 hours isn't enough. Is that just the first of many stumbling blocks out of the gate?
Yeah, well, we can only guess. I would think so. Now President Trump he's sounding very optimistic, saying that these talks now are only going to last a few days. But we have to be realistic as well, considering that we've been here before. Now there is certainly more optimism. There's more readiness now by Hamas to make a deal, but it's going to be interesting to see if they're really willing to give up the only card they have to play, which is those 48 hostages who are supposed to be released at the start of this whole process of an Israeli withdrawal, a ceasefire, release of Palestinian prisoners. I think it's likely to take at least several days, if probably longer, to come to a deal.
I think you said it best right there, Robert. We've been down this road before, numerous times. What I think might be different is, and I think we saw this last week at the White House, the pressure that President Trump is putting on the Israeli Prime Minister. We had an apology from the Israeli Prime Minister to the Qatari leaders saying, hey, sorry about that. It won't happen again. I mean, that was obviously pressured. That call, that apology was because of pressure that President Trump applied on Benjamin Netanyahu.
Right. We haven't seen this kind of pressure before. The apology to Qatar is one of the things. And, President Trump he wants to end the war. So that puts pressure on Netanyahu because, look, the the whole world is really against Israel. Let's be clear. I mean, we've seen massive demonstrations on the streets of Europe. The European Union is against Israel. So President Trump really, what he says goes, and, he wants to end the war. Now, having said that, it does take two to tango, and you need Hamas to come on board. They've already said, there's some sticking points as far as the Israeli withdrawal and future government in Gaza and so on. So, it'd be interesting to see how long it takes to close a deal. It might not happen quite as fast as President Trump is hoping.
Robert Berger in Jerusalem joining us live here in the Mark Arum Show. Again, let's not go through all 20 points of the president's plan, but I think what might be the most difficult part to negotiate in all of this between Hamas and Israel is, what does Gaza look like after the war, right? Who is going to be in charge? Because I can't envision any scenario where Israel or the United States is like, okay, Hamas, you're still in charge. You still have the guns. It's still your territory.
Well, one of the 20 points is that Hamas would give up power. Now, interestingly, they don't. That's really not the biggest sticking point. They said they're willing to do that. A bigger sticking point is the disarmament of Hamas. How is that going to happen? One, Hamas means the Islamic Resistance Group. It's committed to armed resistance. So that remains a big question. How are they going to be disarmed? Who's going to disarm them? Are they really going to disarm? They still have a whole lot of tunnels in Gaza, and that's going to be hard to implement. Again, though, the first part of the deal is the release of all those hostages. So if Israel gets the hostages back, I think they'll certainly be willing to negotiate on the other points.
Is there a world in which after this, let's knock on wood, that we get this ceasefire, we get this peace settlement, that there might be peacekeeping troops in Gaza, be it from the United Nations or Arab nations, that could kind of stabilize the region a little bit?
Yeah, there is supposed to be a peacekeeping force, which would be comprised mostly of the Arab states like Egypt, Jordan, United Arab Emirates, and a role for the Palestinian Authority. That's a problem for Israel and Netanyahu because he believes the Palestinian Authority supports terror. But there is supposed to be some kind of an international force. Now, it doesn't really include the United States, though, which, maybe would be a little more of a reliable partner in that whole thing.
All right. Very important day today in Egypt. Robert Berger live in Jerusalem covering it for CBS. Great insight as always, Robert. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Mark.
All right, sources now say that the talks have officially begun between Israeli and Palestinian negotiators in Egypt's Sharm el-Sheikh. They began Monday, that according to Egyptian state media. Negotiators, as we mentioned, working toward a final deal based on U.S. President Donald Trump's Gaza ceasefire plan. Updates on those ceasefire talks throughout the day here on 95.5 WSB. Back stateside as we go, Oregon officials following up on their legal efforts to combat the Trump administration's attempts to send the National Guard troops to Portland. The administration deployed more than 100 California National Guard members to Oregon overnight into Sunday after a judge Saturday temporarily blocked the administration from deploying the state's own guard. California officials are pursuing legal action. CBS News reporter Amanda Arden is in Portland with more.
Oregon's governor and attorney general and the Portland mayor announced that they will be taking further legal action against the Trump administration after he announced he's sending these National Guard troops from California to Oregon. They're filing a second temporary restraining order, following up, asking for clarification on the temporary restraining order that the judge just ruled on, hoping that the judge will say that it doesn't matter whether the National Guard comes from Oregon or elsewhere. It's not needed, and the president doesn't have the right to call upon them for what's going on in Portland. Amanda Arden, CBS News, Portland, Oregon.
I suspect Mr. Erickson will touch upon the Portland story when he takes over the airwaves right after the new news. And right before Eric and right after the new news, I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K Day Bonus Blitz. Another chance for you to win $1,000 right here on WSB. Speaking of winners, congrats to Sammy from Sugar Hill, baby. Sugar Hill. Sammy won a pair of tickets to see the legend that is
Barry Manilow.
Barry Manilow. I'm telling, it's NyQuil, Deborah. I've been going through.
They have Dayquil now.
Yeah, I know, but that's keeps me up.
So you take that when you get up, you power through the show, and then you take a nap.
Yeah, I tried the Dayquil. I'm just going NyQuil. 6:30 a.m. NyQuil. A couple of shots of NyQuil. No effect on the show whatsoever. What was the guy from REO Speedwagon? I kept saying his name.
His name
wrong.
is not Steve Cronin. It's
Steve
Kevin Cronin.
Who's Steve Cronin? I'm thinking of Steve Koonin, the guy from the Hawks.
Because they're so similar.
Not physically. Not physically.
Age-wise?
Yeah, they're similar in age, probably. I think Steve.
Profession-wise?
Yeah, anyway. All right, NyQuil, Dayquil, whatever. Congrats to Sammy from Sugar Hill. All right, let's check the ride on this Monday while I do another shot of NyQuil live with the latest Andrew Seco.
Already seeing better news out of Buckhead, Mark. That crash 400 northbound Lennox Road, exit 2, that's been cleared. All lanes back open. Got a speed limit ride already as you're heading out of I-85. We're still a little bit slow out of Duluth. 85 south, packing in, leaving 316 down to Beaver Ruin Road. Exit 102 had some trouble northbound at Beaver Ruin. That's since cleared. We are still a little bit slow back into Norcross. Rest of the way, just seeing some volume out of Stockbridge. 75 south on and off that brake pedal, leaving 675 down to Jodico Road, exit 222. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
Hey, join us starting at 5 Tuesday for Atlanta's Morning News. Clark Howard bucks the conventional wisdom on EVs. Atlanta marks 2 years since October 7th, and it's the final week of our Bonus Blitz contest on 95.5 WSB.
The Findlay Roofing Chief Barking Officer, Rufus, has the zoomies. He's rolling over about saving you $1,000 bucks off your roof replacement. That's a lot of bones. Hey, it's Dave Baker for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. Stop repairing the leaks and dragging your feet. For a limited time, save $1,000 on your roof replacement. Hurry, this treat ends on Halloween. Schedule your free roof analysis at FindlayRoofing.com.
I'm Brian Parks, head of commercial banking in Atlanta for Ameris Bank. I've been in banking for over 30 years, and my team and I know that businesses have the best results when they work with local bankers who know the Atlanta market. Bankers who will work to understand your business operations and bring good ideas to the table. At Ameris Bank, we do that. I invite you to reach out so we can start a conversation. Visit amerisbank.com/yourbusiness or a local branch near you. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours, member FDIC.
This is Mike Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers.
And this is Jonathan Geller. Dad, we're celebrating 86 years in Atlanta this month. And people are always asking how you've kept our prices so low.
Well, I haven't bought a new suit since 1982.
I don't think that's it.
We go straight to the source. Diamonds, jewelry, gemstones. There's no better value than D. Geller & Son.
In Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Affordable jewelry for everyone is at D. Geller & Son.
As you go through your end-of-season to-dos, add Call Castile Cooling and Heating to the checklist. You wouldn't send your kids to school unprepared, so don't send your air conditioner into hibernation without a checkup from our specialists. If you've noticed your system struggling, weird sounds, smells, or changes in airflow, let's fix it now. Right now, install a new HVAC system and get up to $2,000 in free upgrades and 0% interest financing. Book today, and help is on the way. CastileAir.com.
When you come home after being away, you see your home with fresh eyes. And eventually, you'll roll up to your old garage door and finally notice how chipped and faded that rusty old slab really is. But that's the first thing people see when they come visit. A 250-square-foot bent aluminum lime green garage door that also squeaks. Welcome to our home. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Our design consultants can help you find a strong, quiet, modern garage door that anyone would be proud to come home to. Modern materials that won't crack, dent, or fade. In contemporary styles that showcase your home's design. Call Mo Better Garage and let us show you just how joyful arriving back home can be.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more
MoBetterGarage.com.
Hey y'all, it's Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I'm so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. And Four Seasons Home Care was so helpful to my family throughout the process. I get emails from listeners all the time and why I trusted Four Seasons Home Care. They tell me I don't want just anyone to care for my parents. Well, of course you don't. So here's why I work with Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company. They vet and hire every single one of their caregiving specialists, and they don't farm out the care to contractors, and they're not some national corporation. So here's my advice, folks. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. Do your homework. This is a huge decision. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why the big wireless companies want you on an unlimited plan? It's because they need you to help cover the costs of the 20-somethings who are using a lot of data every month. Fact is, according to the latest research studies, most people 50 and up, like me, only use 12 gigs or less each month. Don't get bamboozled by big wireless. At Consumer Cellular, pick what suits your needs. Whether it's 1 gig, 5, 10, or unlimited, the point is, pay for exactly what you need and nothing more. We use the same towers as the big guys, but since we don't own and maintain them, we can pass the savings on to you. Our plans start at just $20 a month, and you'll get the best customer service in the business. I want to invite you to join the millions of people who choose something better than big wireless. Because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
If you're out on the road, feeling lonely.
And so cold. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show at 11:52. Congrats to Lorelai Gilmore, a.k.a. Lauren Graham. She was honored, Deborah, recently with...
Yeah, she got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the 2,823rd star. And there was a mini Gilmore Girls reunion there to kind of honor her, too. So you had...
25th anniversary of Gilmore Girls.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Luke was there. Her mom, Emily, showed up.
Both of them have been on the Mark Arum Show.
Yep, yeah. Logan, we have not had Logan on.
That's
and who else was on? Michael was also
How
there.
many stars now are on the Hollywood
This said
Walk of Fame?
she had the 2,823rd star.
Is it limited real estate, like a cemetery?
Have you never been out there before? Have you never...
I've been to Hollywood and never seen those. I've never gone to
it's not the greatest area to kind of wander around, but they're still empty stars. So
Okay.
yeah, there's plenty of blocks.
But if
I
they
guess.
pull up, if someone gets canceled, oh, you know what? We ran out of room. All right, pull up Bill Cosby's.
Well, they've had people have defaced some of the other stuff. Yeah.
Trump had one. I don't know if it's still there, but
they started putting stuff over it.
yeah,
so
every time they tried
to
to fix it, someone would come and anyway. I can't believe they made a documentary of Gilmore Girls' 25th year, and they didn't include me as a celebrity fanboy.
I don't know why.
Yeah, as someone who's probably interviewed the most characters of anyone else.
Thank you. Thanks to you, Deborah. Breaking food news here in Atlanta. Full disclosure, I've never tried this type of bagel, but it's called Pop-Up Bagels, and they're heavily prevalent in New York City in the tri-state area. Finally coming to Atlanta, Deborah. What's the deal with Pop-Up Bagels?
Yeah, so they actually started during the COVID era. Yeah, which is kind of weird for a company to start during COVID era, but they kind of called it a side hustle, and it's gotten so popular. Pop-Up Bagels finally going to move to Georgia, and they're actually building a facility in Marietta to kind of be the distribution hub. So not even just restaurants or anything, but these are. I was going to ask you because I don't know much about bagels, but I guess they're a different type of bagels.
Well, basically these are bagel dippers. So I ordered bagels today with a bagel and cream
Vinny
cheese.
cinnamon bagels?
Vinny knows. He get his turkey sausage, egg, and cheese. But these are bagels. I think that they dip them.
It says they're not sliced, which I've only ever seen sliced bagels, and you're supposed to dip them in schmears and whatever. Yeah.
Listen, more bagels the better, but it's a tough market. There's established bagel joints here in Metro Atlanta, but the more bagels, the merrier. More bagels, the merrier. More noodles, the merrier.
Longoria's fact of the day.
That's right. It's National Noodle Day today.
And noodles originated in China over 4,000 years ago, with the world's oldest found in China dating back to 2000 BC. In some Asian cultures, particularly Japan, slurping is encouraged to show appreciation for the meal.
I know it is.
Is it really?
Yes.
So when you've gone to Japan, I'm sure that bugs you.
It does, but it's...
So do
With
you
your
have to do it?
misophonia, yes.
Yes, so like any noise, like Sanjay yesterday was at the poker game, was talking with his mouth full, and I gave him $5. I'm like, Sanjay, stop, please, because I have this misophonia, which is my trigger is especially chewing ice or eating or chewing there. And so when I go to Japan, like it's culturally appropriate to eat ramen or soba noodles.
Did Maya have to warn you before you went?
No, I knew.
Oh, okay.
But it's like, but what caught me off guard was I eat noodles quietly, and they look at me like
you're disrespectful, or
like
you don't,
I'm not
or you
enjoying
don't like
it.
them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I gotta be like, all right, and I got.
You have to do it.
I have to
Did
make
that
it
hurt even more?
No,
like doing it yourself?
No. Listen, and I knew I was prepared going in. Like, all right, they're gonna be slopping those noodles, slurping them up. It's funny when we eat noodles at home. I was like, turn up the TV. so I don't. She's very sensitive to my misophonia. But happy National Noodle Day. Enjoy noodle in all their various shapes, sizes, flavors.
And now, are you guys ready for the Mark Aram Star of the
Speaking
Show?
of Maya, I got to give her star of the show. Today, Longoria, is her first day as an official assistant principal.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Maya, do they call her Principal Aram?
I don't know what's going to, I mean, yeah, I would, or assistant, I don't know, whatever. But I'm so proud of you, Maya. You're going to crush it. You're amazing. So Maya gets a star of the show. Longoria, I gave you one for sandbagging our fantasy football match.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah. But unless I win.
Yeah, unless you win. I got bagels. Vinny chipped in. And he promised Gutbusters tomorrow. So come hungry tomorrow. And, of course, Deborah is amazing. All right, tomorrow on the show, the Fonz, Henry Winkler. Very excited to have him back on the show. I'm going to take some more NyQuil, so I probably won't be on social media. But if you want to see Maya's picture in my Instagram story, my assistant principal, Dr. Aram. It's on my Instagram story, @Mark Aram, MarkArum. Stay safe.